from the new day. Give me that whole yeah. Give it to me. I need it.
Hello everyone, how we doing? WrestleMania time, baby. This is what we're here for. This is what our year leads up to. We've got a very simple show tonight. There's not too much actually going on. We are going to be having our predictions, which I'm going to have Sam and Andy come on for that shortly. And then after that, we are going to be doing our WrestleMania quiz. You asked for it. You did ask me a few times, and I've got a question for every year's WrestleMania. So it's a bumper 40 question edition. We have also got someone that you've heard me speak about. We have done an interview previously, but we do want to bring him back on in a few seconds. It's Dan French from Hot Tag Foundation. But before we get there, I hope you are all doing well. How's your week's been? How excited are you for WrestleMania? That's what I really want to know. So we have had marking already. Cena returns to SmackDown tonight. There's been speculation that there's two big-time special entrances planned for Mania. Cody Rhodes and John Cena, Roman Reigns and Tiffany Stratton. I mean, I expected them, to be honest. Really. Enhanced entrances as well. That's from WrestleVerse, PW Insider. Punk will get a live music entrance tomorrow. I mean, is it? It's Colour Personality, the song. Living Colour, that's the one. That's who we want. Miro is officially back in the WWE fold and will be going by Rusev. Could he be Randy Orton's surprise opponent? Do we think it could be someone else? If you do, let me know. See what you think. One night, I'm going to skip that one because it is technical spoilers and I don't want anything. If you've watched recent NXT, Thea Hale came out to Eddie Edwards' old music from TNA. This will be as going forward. Nice. Anyone who wants to watch the Hall of Fame, it is on the YouTube channel at 5 AM UK time. I ain't going to be up for that. I'm going to be sound asleep. And Michael Cole said Pat McAfee's show, the El Grande Americano, has been relocated to the Gulf of Mexico. Okay. Jack said 30-second ad. I don't even do a 30-second ad if I can half the time. Usually, if I'm on stream, I want to go live as soon as it hits bang on time. So, let's have a look. Let me see. Are you ready to jump in, Dan? Because I can't see your camera on at the minute. I'll just give him a quick message. But yeah, how's everyone's week's been? Are you all ready to jump in? So what I'll do is I am going to be bringing Dan French in from Hot Tag Foundation. So let's see where he is. It's audio only at the minute. There we go. How are you doing, dude?
I'm all good, thank you. Yeah, all good. Excited to be back on the show once again.
Nice. Thanks for joining us. And looking at it, let's have a good look at that new title you've got.
So this is our new Hot Tag Foundation belt.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Made by Royal Belts. Got all sponsors there. Fast Count Clothing, Heavy Metal Therapy, Kingdom Wrestling, and Big John's Rehab. All amazing, amazing people who have helped make this dream a reality to get this belt made. So thank you very much to those guys. I will say, it's been a lovely journey, and we're nearly at a year, which is crazy. But
it is.
Big plans.
When was it that you set up?
June 1st is our official establishment date. June 1st. So yeah, it's been a long ride. 10 months nearly. It's been over 10 months now, actually. Yeah, 10 months, and it's just been a crazy, crazy ride. And we're doing some amazing things. We've got more coming up, more things to announce that we've got in the background, and we're just coming off the heels of our Degeneration Eggs campaign, and we've donated a lot. So I can't remember the number. We've donated at least about 60, 70 eggs, Easter eggs to charities already, and we've got more to go. So really, really cool initiative. Thank you to our guy Ross in Scotland for the idea and for the branding, and absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's it. That's all of us, man. That's all of us. That's how we're going. But yeah, how's Gimme Whole Year treating you these days?
It's doing well. We've had a good bit of fun. Royal Rumble is always very good for us. WrestleMania season is always huge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I thought, with what you're doing absolutely fantastic work. So we have quite a few people join this time of year. So new faces, some old, some coming back. So I wanted to get your face out there, get Hot Tag out there. I have put a link in the chat as well for everyone. So just as a quick, but it doesn't even have to be quick if you don't want, give us a rundown of what Hot Tag is about and what it does.
Okay, so Hot Tag Foundation, we started back in June 2024, just to unite the world of pro wrestling and the community in the British wrestling scene. It's been through a lot in recent years, and we just wanted to showcase the beauty of it and the beauty of the fan base and the camaraderie of the community. So from there, we got a crack group together, and we sought out to do our first donation drive last year, which is called the Toil Rumble, appropriately named. And we do that between August and December, which will hopefully return this year. I'm sure it will. Where we ended up raising about 300 toys for charities up and down the country. We had the Special Stars Foundation and Life for a Kid in Hull. We had Airedale Community Hospital, where we actually got to spend some time with some kids in the hospital. We were spending the Christmas in Airedale Hospital, which was really, really an amazing experience. And then some went to the CAMS unit in Blackpool. So we expanded very, very quickly in terms of what we actually wanted to do, where we actually wanted to work with 2 charities and take a little bit of and we took about 100 donations, and we ended up doing 4 with 300 donations, which is for me, it was a massive achievement, and like we can't step on the people that helped us during the way and made it all possible. So even though we put a lot of hard work in ourselves to for make it all possible, it wouldn't have been successful without people like even people interviewing us and sharing our story, sharing who we are, just being a transparent organization where people can look at us and go, it's just a group of people who want to do something good. There's no higher motive to it. Like, we don't take money. It's a non-profit organization. We're not a registered charity. We just do it just for a bit of fun. And me and you go way back now from previous projects and stuff. So like, doing this is kind of in my nature now. It's in my blood, and it combines 2 of my greatest things in life, which is giving back and professional wrestling. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing that we've been able to do. And then now we've just done our D-Generation Eggs campaign, which was great. It was a lovely thing to do, very last minute, but we still got like 5 wrestling promotions up and down the middle of the UK, which was really cool. And then we've got a few in Scotland as well, which is also really, really cool. But yeah, it's it's just one of those things where even if we fail, we tried, and I said this at the start: if we fail, then we fail. If we don't, then we don't, and we carry on. Sorry, I'm watching the Pat McAfee show.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's such an amazing thing that we've been able to do, and I take my hats off to my team and take the hats off to the people involved. And the major dream that I had was to make a belt, and here it is. Here is my beautiful belt. It's in my possession. If anyone's got a Money in the Bank briefcase, it does not actually work for this belt, so please do not try and pin me for it.
I was about to say, I've got a Mankind one just there. It's not a briefcase, it's more a lunchbox. That
definitely doesn't count as a briefcase. But yeah, so stay tuned. And the final thing I'll say as well, last year we did an amazing collaboration show with a company called Kingdom Wrestling. It's actually on our belt, which is beautiful over here. Kingdom Wrestling. And we did our Toil Rumble show, which was really, really, really cool. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I'll reiterate our slogan, because it's always good. You've got to look out for our blue hoodies. Even though I'm wearing black today, we made this for the for All In, because it was 25 degrees, and I thought, I'm not wearing a hoodie in 25-degree heat. So look out for the blue hoodies, and to get involved, like, all you got to do is you just got to reach out for the hot tag, and simple as that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, like I said, we've had a few interactions in the past at other sort of live wrestling shows. We've been in pubs together, so we have had quite a bit of chats between us about different things, and every time we go to these events, there is always such a great atmosphere. And this is, I think, one of your biggest cruxes. It's just about being positive in wrestling, making sure that you're looking out for each other, making sure there is positive people to talk to, and just having someone there. Just have a chat, reach out, have fun. That's what it's all about for, I think, everyone who watches wrestling. There's no tribalism, which is what we like.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You're right there. It pains me, to be honest, that Hooked on Wrestling don't have access to that anymore, because I loved going to their events. Shout out to the Hooked on Wrestling guys, but their events were always really, really fun. Great quizzes, great people were in attendance, and fair enough, the numbers weren't huge for select areas like Hull, but even so, like, we met through that, but barring Gimme and previous projects, like, we met through there and we just started talking. It's one of those things that brings people together, and everyone involved in the organization has that connection with wrestling. And I think that's the beauty of what we're doing, is that we're all just fans who just want to do something fun. And for people like you as well, I'm sure it's very similar to you doing Gimme Whole Year and giving all the other projects that you're doing as well. Like, it's really, really fun, and it's a testament to the community. So thank you to everyone who actually follows us. We've just reached 1,000 followers today, which is a huge achievement for us. It's mad, absolutely crazy. In 10 months, there's 100 followers per month. Can't complain at that. And it's bigger and better things are coming. Just gotta stay tuned.
Yeah, and like I said, anything that you want sort of pushing on in social media, you know where we are. I'm always happy to do anything that's helping Hot Tag Foundation out, whether it is a share on a social media post, whether it is posting it ourselves and tagging you guys into it. But that's what it's about. It's getting your message out there, and the more people that can do it. So for everyone, if you are watching, give Hot Tag a like on Facebook, on Instagram, on any social media, and make sure you can, if you do have an extra couple of seconds, share them posts. It's very important to get that message around and get it to seen by as many people as possible.
100%, and because we don't take money from the public as well, like we never aim to do that. We have got things coming up where people can donate in respect of I won't go too much into it because it's not 100% confirmed yet. But there'll be opportunities where you can get involved and be part of what we're doing. And then giving back to charity as well. We're pretty much like a supply chain network in terms of charity. We collect your donations and then we pile them together with our donations, and then we give them to charity. So you get the benefit of doing something nice, and then we do all the hard work to get it to the right places. So that's it's all fun. It's all fun. We don't take a wage from it. Obviously, we don't make money from it. And just those little things like sharing and liking and commenting on our social media posts, I'm sure you can attest to it as well, being this is a very social media based content that you're doing. Those comments and the people joining mean the world to us, and we've been able to make those relationships with people, those networking opportunities with people, where we actually have a space with like guys like Kingdom Wrestling, True Grit Wrestling, Tidal Wrestling, TNT, some big names in the Brit Wrestling community, and it's all been done through Instagram, which is and our website, which is a massive thing that of connectivity. Even post-COVID, like, people are reaching out to us on all sorts of platforms, or just giving us a high five in a corridor. It's really, really fun. So reach out to us on social media, get involved. I will say, I give a shout out as well to our newest volunteer, the Cosplay Nightmare, Kev. Amazing work that he does in cosplay, and he's going to be an absolute asset to our team working down south. And his first show, Never Say Never, it's going to be absolutely great. Down south, Basingstoke. Never say die with a Talk podcast. Can't wait for that. Amazing guy. Check him out as well. But yeah, I think if anyone has any questions, pop them in the chat, and I'm more than happy to answer them. We all have access to our Instagram and our Facebook and our social media and our website. So drop us a message whenever you want to find out more information. Have an awesome WrestleMania weekend. Thank you for having me on. I won't take up any more of your time. Just enjoy wrestling. F tribalism, enjoy wrestling, and have a great weekend.
And I mean, what I will do is I'll play the Hot Tag Foundation video that you sent across to me a little while ago. So it is it's only 30 seconds, but it does give a good message on everything that's happening. on Hot Tag. So I will actually make it, if I just do that. So, yep, that was Dan French from Hot Tag Foundation. Again, doing absolutely brilliant work. And I just appreciate his time coming in and being able to chat with you guys. We've had quite a few comments in the chat. I won't go through too many of them. Everyone can sort of sit and have a read. There've been just a bit of chat between everyone. But again, sounds pretty great. Yeah, F-Tribalism all day long. And speaking of that absolute devil, there we go. I thought I'd wait until you are about to open another drink.
There you go. It'd be helpful if I came off mute. What do you mean, another drink? I resent that.
I mean, you said you might be drunk by the time.
Well, yeah, I've got some co-hosts tonight as well. I've got a dog on my knee right here. I don't know if you... Say hello, Finley. Yeah, there he is. And I've got a cat behind my head. Say hello, Archie.
Archie.
Give me a Hullywood royalty. He's invaded a couple of streams before. And Finley occasionally bangs open the door in here as well. So, oh, you're right there, Archie. What are you doing? Yeah, so that was good from Dan. It was, he's off. F-Tribalism. That I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that's it's lovely to hear that, because I mean, it's so silly, isn't it? Like, you know, when you see the AEW guys fighting with the WWE guys, and it's like, dude, you can watch both, or don't watch both. You don't need to fight each other. What are you doing? It's just so stupid. And the one thing they hate more than each other is the guy who comes along and tells them to stop being so silly and you can watch both. They, you know. But anyway, we digress. Where's Andy? Is he joining us? He was here a moment ago in the back end. He and I were hiding in the back end earlier.
I didn't him on when he wasn't aware, so I will be bringing our other special guest on from Wrestling Royalty.
You've gone really quiet now.
Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It might just be you.
Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, hang on, let me turn
you. Shall I introduce myself by a nice ASMR sound effect?
Go for it. Very nice. And to go all out for Andy from Wrestling Royalty, here we go.
I didn't use that one. I never use that one, and that actually is more epic than the one I use. So,
I mean, it's
WrestleMania,
baby.
Played me in with that. That was something.
I mean, what I'll do is I'll go back on the edit, take you out, put the video on, and then I'll bring you in.
I can't possibly live up to it, to be honest. I don't think I'm that epic, but it's good to be here. It's always nice to have a triple threat, and possibly even more as well. So, yeah, it's always good to be here. And what an exciting time. WrestleMania weekend, eh?
It's our favourite time of the year, I think. Besides Royal Rumble, which is mine, I think it's everyone's favourite time of the year.
Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Because the Royal Rumble, I think, as a show, is we're all doing the ASMR thing now, aren't we? It's the Royal Rumble as a show is always like, it's the one we always look forward to the most, isn't it? But WrestleMania's got all the other stuff, all the accompaniments, or everything that comes with it. It's got the NXT, it's got TNA. In the past, it's had Supercard of Honor, GCW, The Collective. It's got all like Mania weekend. It's like going to Leeds or Reading Festival, isn't it? And just gorging yourself on it, which is what I've been doing for the past 2 days. And as you know, because you've been hearing from me as I steadily get drunker. So there you go.
I mean, the group chat has just been pinging off with you, drunk.
No, it's been good. It's well, I don't know what you guys have watched so far. I've been watching the Collective, GCW Collective, which has been like WrestleCon and everything else. Like I think Defy, Progress, Dragon Gate USA have all kind of hosted a show. TNA was great last night. It was more of a I'm still watching Bloodsport as we speak, Mark. I'm gonna after this, I'm gonna go back and finish it off. But that's just been amazing so far. TNA was great last night. That was a really good show. Some NXT representation as well, and some storylines furthered. So far so good. I'm gonna, after this, I'll keep watching the Collective, and tomorrow it's NXT, baby. I'm going to watch NXT live, then go to bed, get up early, go to the gym, then watch Mania. That's the plan. So you will not be hearing from me for the next couple of days. So that's a relief for you.
Just a tad. Just a tad. I mean, we're going to keep it quite simple tonight. There is only two things we are focusing on. One is our predictions for WrestleMania, and then we've got a bumper quiz, 40 questions. So there is, yes, this is what I've been doing for the past week and a half.
Can you get another one on there? 41, just for WrestleMania 41?
Oh, yeah. Do it. Yeah. 41.
Let me see if I've still got my Kahoot library open.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
I should be able to. But, I mean, what I can do is...
Who is the best looking presenter? And then it can just be...
Well, we're fighting over second place, aren't we? Let's be honest. We're fighting over second place. Dan's going to win.
So we have got our WrestleMania predictions. I am just going to open this quiz so I can edit, and let's add another question in. I've got a question for every single year's WrestleMania, something to do or associated with it, but it might not be exactly about the WrestleMania matches itself.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be fun later on. And if you are going to be playing along, all you've got to do is make sure you've got a device with you, whether it's a smartphone, whether it's a tablet, something that connects to the internet and has a browser. And I will be going through it all in detail a little bit later on, just because everyone can join in. It's free, it's fun, it's a bit of a giggle. That's the main thing. But it does get competitive.
Sorry.
So the predictions I have basically done based on what I was expecting the nights to be, and a little bit of Wikipedia running order, if you like. So the very first match, which as far as I know hasn't been confirmed as opening or closing a show, is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's World Championship. And I am going to, because I'm quite harsh, I'm just going to see. Oh, no, it won't work. I was going to do a 30-second timer just to try and keep Sam in check.
By the way, I think I've actually announced that the opening match is going to be Gunther versus Jay.
Yeah, Mark seemed to put it in the chat earlier on, which has sort of thrown off a couple of the questions in my predictions contest that I've got for this year, which I'm like, oh God, okay then.
Thanks, WWE.
Yeah, ruin all the surprises for us, why don't you?
It's weird this year because I don't know what it is, but I'm a bit subdued about both nights of Mania. I feel like a lot of what there is to say, I feel like I've already said, because normally that 30-second timer would not stop me. But as we've learned from previous shows, but I don't know. I think I'm going to be uncharacteristically succinct tonight because I do feel like we've discussed a lot of this at length, and I'm at the point now where I just want to see them fight and see where we go. And I don't think, right, clearly there's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some stuff we don't know or whatever it'll be. But I think right now everything feels a little bit more clear cut this year. I don't know, like to the point where I feel like I can accurately predict what's going to happen. Obviously, there'll be some twerks, of course there will be. But I feel like I've got it sussed this year. But I said that, to be fair, I said that last year, and I sort of did as well. So
that's the dangerous ones. I feel like WrestleMania, when they get a card where people are hyped for it, it often fails to deliver, probably because people are a bit more hyped for it. But when it's a card that people don't seem to be too hot on, it always seems to overachieve. So
yeah,
I've got a little bit of hope that maybe it's the latter, and some of the stuff that we think is going to be taken for granted is actually they'll have a little bit of a swerve in there, or like something just to pique your interest. So yeah, we will see. I think we're just stalling for a little bit of time for Dan to finish off his question.
It's done. It's done. I don't
he's done. Take it away then.
I was just about to say, I was going to let you two chat about what you think could be happening with this match forward, because we've seen a lot of back and forth. We've had a big news segment of them going off script and a lot of shade being thrown from both sides. But going into the match, Andy, what do you think is going to happen?
It's really difficult to tell. I'm not. This is the one, I think I've said it in the group chat as well. I really just don't care about this match, and it's such a shame because this could have been, the stalwart, the sort of the legend, the future legend of Charlotte Flair. She's going to be a Hall of Famer at some point, really going up against the up and coming newbie in the ring. But I feel like they've kind of dropped the ball a little bit on it. It's got a little bit muddied. I don't know if some of the stuff that they've said was definitely a work, or whether it's a shoot work, or whether it's something that's kind of developed a little bit and they've tried to steer into it, but it's just not hit right. It's kind of showed both of them aren't very secure in their own person within, on the mic. And I think that's such a shame because Charlotte should just be going, I'm the best there ever has been in this division. You're the hot new thing. I've got to prove why I'm still better than the newest thing on the block. And they could have just left it as that. And it could have just been a great moment between old versus new school. But when the bell rings, they're both very capable. And I expect it to be a pretty solid match. I'm not expecting fireworks, but if you just let them kind of go at each other, it would be a quick start, or it should be anyway. The best part we've had in the build-up was that brawl where Tiffany ended up doing the moonsault off of the set, that sort of stuff, really good. Steer into that stuff, steer clear any kind of personal stuff. Don't get mired down in that. Ring the bell, let them have a 10-minute match. Tiffany should go over.
Right. So, see, I don't know where you stand on the shoot of the work, Andy, because I'm absolutely 100% certain it's all a work. Everything personal that they said to each other, I think was genius. I think it was all pre-planned. It was designed to look that way. It's like Dom said on the chat. They're both actors playing a role. And how do you build hype for a match people are asked about? You do something like that. She's just been through a divorce. Obviously, you've got the thing with her. It's quite high profile. Her seeing the most glorious, looking dude on the roster, which is obviously Kaiser. Like my wife is like, whoa, to the point where Balor's got to be worried. I mean that. So yeah. So I think it's genius. I think it's genius what they've done. They've made it look a bit raw, to excuse the pun. They've made it look a little bit catty. I love it. Now, if Charlotte wins, it's a massive wasted opportunity, because if Charlotte has done all this to help put Tiffy over, then it's been a masterstroke. And everybody who's ever criticised Charlotte Flair needs to shut up and go away forever. Simple as that. But so I'm really looking forward to this one. And I do think Tiffy needs to go over, although I do think she needs to turn heel very, very soon, because babyface Tiffany Stratton is not her strong point. That'd be my view.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Sam with a lot of that. Tiffy, I think, can be the next generation of blonde bombshell look, like Charlotte was, and like Trish Stratus was beforehand. And going forward, Tiffy needs this win more than Charlotte does by a long stretch for me. Tiffy, I think has looked quite weak, in all honesty, going up against Charlotte on the microphone. But with that, Charlotte could be doing it to help this big babyface pop when she does finally get beaten at WrestleMania by this new up-and-comer.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's going to be a great match. I can't wait to see the prettiest moonsault ever and Charlotte to take a pinfall for a change.
It's like they could do... It'd be very, very WWE of them to have Charlotte win by shenanigans and then drag this out for another 6 months, because it was the whole personal attacks thing has become fire online and has got a lot of eyes on it. So I'm terrified that they might do that. But I hope they don't. Like, I'm fine with the feud continuing. I'm all right with that. But they do need to give Tiffany that moment at Mania, because obviously they're very hot on her as a star. She's very athletic. You know, she looks the part. You know, I know she's not brilliant on the mic as a baby face, because we've watched her as a hit. I think that's what it is. We're so used to her being a whiny, you know, little mare. Like, we can't really see her as a hero yet. And like, with that awkward tag team she had with Trish Stratus only happened because they're both Canadian. I think they're both Canadian anyway. And they both have a name with Strat at the front of the surname. And like, both of them were heels a fortnight before that. You know, the last time we saw Tiffany Stratton, she was being an absolute dick. And Tiffany has been the mean girl all the way through it. So it just felt really awkward, that whole tag team that they did. And the minute it was over, I was like, oh, thank Christ. But yeah, I'm into this because, like, you're never going to out-bitch Charlotte Flair. And I mean that with love. I don't mean that in a horrible way. Flair is phenomenal at playing that role. And you know, it's when you come across, it's when a supervillain comes up against a different supervillain, and all of a sudden that supervillain becomes the anti-hero. It's great. I love it. And that's how you turn someone face and do it well. Although, I don't know. I want to boo her. That's what I want to do. I want to boo her and cheer her.
I mean, with that one, I'm just going to give Mark a shout out, as always, because he's an absolute legend. Not only because he's a Liverpool fan, but he's gifted a whole year membership to, I don't know who it is. It doesn't show me.
He got it himself by accident because it randomizes it, so it randomed it back to him.
Congratulations, Mark. Congratulations on being a member. So funny.
We've got Scott in. Don't bother show Tiffy stuff. Tiffy has to win. Okay. I mean, I beg to differ, but this is the fun thing about it, is this is how good I think Triple H is getting on storytelling.
Yeah.
You just don't know what is real, what isn't real, what is kayfabe, what isn't.
Well, I know what you're saying, mate. I agree. I know what you're saying. But for me, I don't think anybody goes off script in WWE. I think CM Punk might be given a little bit of rope, but I think everybody else knows their role, to quote the great one.
Yeah, I think you can get the odd comment here and there in, but it's never going to be like a full like promo of you go say whatever you want. There's always guidelines that they're given to hit. So like you'll get the odd thing where like Cena says, you know, to The Rock, nice promo on your wrist sort of thing. Like that sort of stuff that might ruffle a feather or two, but nothing here screams beyond the pale. Even to the point where her and Andrade's divorce was very obviously leaked out at a time where they could use it into a storyline. So, you know, they hadn't been together a little while. It's all sort of timing and on all that side of things. But I would never read too much into the dirt sheets that are saying there's as much animosity as they are saying there is. Also, while they're here, big shout out to Scott and Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling, good friends of the channel, and they will be going live tomorrow for a preview show. And I think they're also doing a watch along of NXT. So big shout out to Scott.
I might be joining them tomorrow night after NXT. I don't know yet. It depends on. I don't know if my wife is watching this or not yet. And if she is, I might not be doing it because I'll be spending time with her. If she's not watching, I might see you, Scott. So there you go.
Well, subscribe to their channel, and then you'll know when they go live who's on the channel. Whether it be Sam, Dan, myself, Dom might even make an appearance. I feel like Dom enjoys the preview shows across on Rebellious more than he does ours. Yeah,
I was going to say, is he still stuck in the airing cupboard? We ascertained he's stuck in the airing cupboard earlier.
Yes.
So he'll be shriveled as hell by now. Emma's like, you know what? I'm leaving you there. So.
Sorry to Sam's wife. That's what Sam says as well.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
So we'll move it along on to, which has been confirmed as the opening match for night one. So we are getting the big ring general Gunther versus main event Jey Uso. So I'm going to start with Sam on this one, because then Andy can jump in and cut him off at some point. Jey Uso's been this darker character these past couple of weeks on Monday Night Raw, been very reserved. Is that because he's going over and giving that crowd that pop at Mania?
Well, I kind of like it because it's like it reminds me of when he was saying to Roman, "You hit my brother, now I got to get you." Like that was pretty cool. I liked that verbiage and the way they did that. I think it's the same now. You hurt my brother, I'm gonna get you. Like you made it so goddamn personal now. I don't even give a stuff about your title. I'm coming for your eyes. You know that's what this is, and I like that. Now, everyone was like, when Jay won the Royal Rumble. But no, they have to pull the trigger on Jay. And if they gave Jay the Royal Rumble win for him to not win at Mania, that's just really, really weird and kind of a waste of a Royal Rumble win. I think if they don't, I think they're pulling the trigger on Jay here, and he's going to be the top babyface for a bit, just for a bit, until at least Money in the Bank, because Cody's losing later. So they need a top babyface. And if you're going to pull the trigger on any top babyface in the company right now, other than Cody Rhodes with Sami Zayn AWOL, it's probably Jay. It's Jay, isn't it? Like it's not Roman, Seth, or Punk because they're all kind of in this grey area where they're a bit heelish, a bit babyface-ish. Like we don't like officially they're all faces, but Jay is the. Well, I don't know if he's going to be the next Cody or anything even close to that. But if they don't pull the trigger on him right now, it's over. It's done. So long story short, I think Jay has to win, or I'm worried.
Yeah. What about yourself, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what Sam said there. We complain a lot as fans that we don't get new people pushed, and it's always the same faces and things like that. And I'd take it a step further as they've kind of laid the foundations for this by having them have these previous matches and Jay not winning them. Now, I will fully admit, up until about 3 weeks ago, I really didn't care about this match. And then they've pulled an absolute blinder by the sort of the last minute introduction of Gimme into it, having him be absolutely destroyed. The sort of the storytelling behind that, you know, I pride myself on being a writer. The storytelling they managed to weave in of having your twin brother, literally someone who looks exactly like you, bathed in blood, who you've always kind of seen, you know, as your sort of like the other half of you, but is literally seeing yourself decimated and kind of seeing all your worst fears of what might happen at WrestleMania come true in front of you. There was a lot of layers to that. And I thought they nailed that side of things at a time where I was really struggling to see how they were going to get much interest in it, because they kind of felt like Gunther was treading water a little bit. He didn't know whether to go full heel. He didn't know whether to kind of be a bit jokey about it, dismissive, etc. They even started to hint at the crisis of confidence around it in terms of he kept having like little trips and stuff. It wasn't on purpose, but they wove that in, which I thought was clever. And then they brought it all together really nicely. So I'm interested to see where they go with this, because it's not beyond the realm of possibility that Gunther does win, and it kind of boosts Jay's star in terms of it. He's pressed quite far. I do still wish, and I say this every time I speak about Jey Uso, I really want him to add a couple of extra moves to his repertoire. Like, it can't always be splash, Samoan drop, super kick. Like, I need a little bit more. I need some holding submissions or something, or like or another big finish. Just something that can give us like an extra layer onto it, because he's got that aura around him. He's got the entrance, the crowd are with him. His merch is flying off the shelves, but he's just missing that certain little bit of extra oomph in the ring. And maybe it comes, and maybe he has to have the belt on him to do that, and he kind of gives us a couple of surprises. But the great thing is you're in against one of the best people in the world to bring that out of you in Gunther. So I think it'll be a great match. Opening with it is quite clever because it could give the crowd a big moment straight away from the off. Or it could give us a talking point if they decide to pull some sort of swerve. But yeah, I'm more excited about this than I was before, and I'm going to say Jay's going to do it.
There's another wrinkle as well, which is nice, particularly with the Jay and Jimmy thing. They've only reunited as a tag team quite recently, and before that, like yes, they worked in War Games with the rest of the Bloodline plus CM Punk, but. There's still, let's not forget, this time last year at WrestleMania, Jay and Jimmy were fighting each other at Mania. So for a year later, for Jay to be almost defending his brother's honor, almost means a little bit more as well because of that, which I think is deliberate, which is why they factored Gimme into this story rather than just having him do his own thing. And I think he'll factor into the match somehow as well. Let's just hope he doesn't super kick his brother again. Let's just.
What about you, Dan? What's your feelings on this one?
For me, with him having it open WrestleMania Night 1, you've got to have Jey Uso winning. He's lost to Gunther 3 times already. If he's not going over, why'd you have him win the Rumble? Give that spot to someone else that could maybe utilise it a bit more.
Yeah.
2, with it opening WrestleMania Night 1, if you go back to WrestleMania 35, you had a big dominant heel in Brock Lesnar getting beat by Seth Rollins as the huge babyface. Crowd gets popped early, gets energized for the rest of the show. And that one, it was a night of big WrestleMania wins. That was Kofi Mania. That was Becky Lynch in the triple threat match. That was a big babyface WrestleMania. And I think this could be a start of a very good babyface heavy WrestleMania wins for a lot of wins.
I was thinking that before I was going through. I went through the entire card, and I was thinking title change, title change, title change. So I've got to be wrong about some of these. So I think some are going to break my heart. So there you go. If you guys have done something similar, looked at it and gone, yeah, that one, hell. So so we'll see. Which is why I'm pretty sure Tiffany Stratton's retaining.
But I've just realised I don't actually have the overlay on. It's a little bit big. There's that one.
Oh, there I am. And there's Andy.
I did do one of them where I tried to I had my phone, my tablet, and my computer all logged into StreamYard so I could try and work out what's the best position for all the video, all of the little bits and everything. So, yeah, it was a bit of fun. Next match. I don't know how you guys feel about this one. I'll give my opinions to start with, and then we'll give a very... I think it's going to be a brief one, this one. Jade Cargill is going to be this huge star that WWE want. I think she's already there, pretty much. Naomi, a solid performer, really good in the ring, and someone that I think could help Jade get through a good match. But it should be a very quick match for me. I'll start with Sam because he's nodding. What do you think for this one?
You've just said all the words I was going to say. See, as a story, I really like it, particularly the Naomi, the Naomi heel turn with all of the parking tape and all of that. That was awesome. But it needs to be a quick match. And there we go. We can see Andy again now.
There we go.
Yeah. And Mike Wazowski at the bottom.
I was going to say, it needs to be a quick match. But I think it also needs to be a very story shenanigans heavy match. We need to see like maybe some run-ins, maybe Bianca getting factored in some form, maybe someone else getting factored in. We need to see some BS, I think, to make this a bit more fun and a bit more daft and a bit more like WWE. Dare I say, a bit like a Cody Roman match where everybody comes running in with the kitchen sink. I'd kind of like to see that in this one because I don't know. I don't want to criticize Jade or anything like that. She clearly worked hard and is a star, as you say. But obviously, Naomi is the much more experienced and talented worker. So I don't know. So I hope Jade is protected and this can be good and what it can be rather than a disappointment. Like Andy, I think you once watched a Cargill match with, was it your grandma? And she was like, well, that one with the white hair's not doing much. And that kind of said it all. When it comes to this.
Yeah, it would be very, very odd with everything that they've invested into Jade to have her lose a first big singles match she's had in the company. Especially Naomi, who and I don't mean this disrespectfully, she's kind of used to losing at this stage in her career. Like she's not there to be the main person yet. That's not where she is right now. And if this is anything other than quite a dominant Jade win, I'd be quite shocked. The only other thing I could think is if there are some sort of hijinks is, does someone align with Naomi? I'm not saying it's going to be Bianca, but are they going to bring someone in? I know there's always rumors about different people, but there's plenty of people on NXT that they could get involved here. But That's the only way I see.
Beef up. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry, Andy, go on.
I mean, that's the only way I could see Naomi pulling out something here is if there was some sort of interference where someone aligns with her and you kind of have this new dominant team going forward, which, to be honest, not massively against. I also wouldn't be against Jade being the leader of a group because it keeps her strong, but also can kind of mix her in and out a little bit because there's always that sort of worry about how strong she is in the ring in terms of can she carry a one-on-one match. We're going to find out on the biggest stage. And, there's a lot been made of. This is the first one-on-one non-title women's match ever, right, in WrestleMania history.
Apparently. Is that right?
Apparently, yeah. And then there's all sorts of other stats to do with it. This is quite a historic match because I don't think there's ever been a WrestleMania match that's involved a one-on-one with two black women as well. So that's huge moment as well. So yeah, that's a big thing. So in terms of a non-title women's match, this is great for the division because it's the same as the tag team. The tag team division doesn't get a lot of sort of grace when it comes to non-title matches. Even now, I'd argue the SmackDown Tag Team Championship should have been on the card, even over this kind of match. Yes. But if this is a significant investment into the women's division, fantastic. Let them have their time and get some flowers for it. I just hope they can pull this off.
I'm just going to say it, and I hope you've all thought it before I did. Bring back the Funkadactyls, but evil. Let's do it.
I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but that's all I want to think about now.
Funky on a roll.
Jesus.
Next match on the card, I think this is going to be an underrated banger. You've got War Raiders going up against the New Day for it's the World Tag Team titles for this one, isn't it? It's not the WWE Tag Team titles.
Yes,
that's on SmackDown tonight.
There's the red ones and the blue ones. The red ones and the blue ones. Yeah. And anything else is just they should just go back to that because it's just so stupidly and confusing. But anyway, go ahead, guys.
No, I was going to say I'll start with Andy on this one. Have you got going over and why?
This is the one that I feel is really odd to have on a WrestleMania card unless something is planned, which to me, the only thing that I can think of is some sort of Big E involvement, which is great. I'd happily see Big E get a massive moment, not being able to wrestle or whatever, or we don't actually know 100% what's going on with him because there's things said all the time, etc. But this, to me, something's got to happen with Big E, whether he aligns with this heel New Day or whether he helps War Raiders keep the title. It's going one way or the other because they had built a massive storyline with about 5 different teams on SmackDown's tag teams. I'm very shocked they went with this one. And this one, for me, could have been a Raw after Mania match, and it would have been absolutely fine. You probably would have got more time. But that being said, I love the New Day. They've done a lot for the business. They've done a lot for the company. And I think they deserve a WrestleMania match. So I'm not massively opposed to it. I'm just intrigued just to see why this WrestleMania. So I'm going to say New Day win it and possibly a Big E heel turn.
Yeah, yourself, Sam?
Yeah, I kind of agree. It'd be nice to see Big E get involved in some way, but that would imply that War Raiders are retaining, which I think New Day need to win this. Otherwise, what's been the point of this story and making them so diabolical? There's a great moment where they approached a couple of heels backstage, long-time heels, who just wanted nothing to do with them. And they went, "That's scum of the earth," making them look even worse. And that was quite
Dom.
Yeah, it was a Dom.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But so that was great. So yeah, they've got to do something with this because I like that they've turned the New Day the way they have, and we all kind of thought it was going to be Kofi versus Xavier. Then they got on the same page and turned on E. That was good. I didn't see that coming. I thought they were going to do the. Part of me kind of wished the New Day could be the exception to the rule, but no, we can't have nice things. But this is a good story. I'm not really sold on the Viking War Raiders War Machine, whatever they're called this week. The Viking War Machine experience. This week, as champs, it isn't doing much for me. They're doing a good job with the packages to make them look like badasses, I suppose. But for me, it's all about the New Day and Big E and the New Day being douchebags. That for me is the draw here.
Yeah, I think for me, War Raiders, since Triple H has taken over and they've come back after the injuries, this is a hell of a lot better presentation than the Viking Raiders that we had.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, I would have nothing go on in the match apart from the New Day win.
Okay.
I would have them come out on Monday Night Raw, celebrating, and then have Big E return. I would have that pop on the Raw after WrestleMania because they will get so much heat on that Monday Night Raw if they come out with a championship.
See, I love that idea, but I'd put a spin on it. I'd have them win, but by some kind of shenanigans, and Big E, and then come out on Monday Night, the Raw after Mania, and start crowing about their win, and then Big E's music to hit, Big E to come out and go, look, the general manager was going to tell you this, but they've said, I can tell you, just, as a courtesy, we're stripping you of the titles because of the shenanigans or blah, blah, blah. And there's going to be like a ladder match tonight or a rematch tonight. I'd love that. And they then go, what are you talking about? And then we can have another match and they can maybe have a longer version of it this time. Or there's a lumberjack match where all the other tag teams they've been pissing off in the past few weeks are around the ring, just, chucking them back in and batting. Even the heels are battering them and the heels are working with baby faces to do it. That I would love. So, oh my God, please do that, WWE. There you go. Here.
I mean, as a very quick one, if Big E is cleared, what if he challenged the New Day on the night after WrestleMania, on the Monday Night Raw? Who would you want to see as his tag partner?
I don't know, because you put me on the spot with that one, so I'm not entirely sure. Who would it make sense to be?
Trick Williams.
Yeah. Oh,
great call.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got a winner.
Is like the pop for his entrance, because even being on NXT when he did that SmackDown one, everyone knew his entrance, and then if he's eventually going to have to move up. Now pairing him with Big E would be so clever because you'd be like, oh, who's this dude? And then like he's very, he's in great shape. He looks fantastic, and having him a bit, like tied with Big E for a little bit, I think would be a great move.
Joe Hendry is another great shout right there in the
comments.
Yes,
I like it, Ivan.
Could you imagine? But they screwed the opportunity to have Hendry turn up in Glasgow. Like it was, yes, okay, the Usos are back together, but they trolled us and they know what they did.
And so did Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I suppose he did. But do you think they spoke to him about that? They said, Joe, we're going to pretend it's you, so stay quiet.
Probably.
There's probably a conversation, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no moment where he was like, dude, it's not me. There was no moment where he did that, which is what they usually do and then lie.
It's not in his interest to do that, though, because for someone like Joe Hendry, he's always been on the independents for so long. He needs people to talk about him. Yes. So, like, you want people to talk about you. You don't want that heat to go away. So if people are tuning in thinking, could be Joe Hendry, everything on Twitter is going, it's going to be Joe Hendry, and it's not, you get swept up in that, I wish it was Joe Hendry now.
Yeah. Well, I did.
That just builds his stock at the same time.
I remember when they were like, oh, it's the Usos. I was like, Jess was like, it's the bloody Usos. We've seen them a million times. And I'm like, I really hope she's not watching. And I was like, well, yeah, but they're back together. And then we were talking, well, they were back together at War Games. I said, yeah, but it's different. They're now being billed as the Usos. And Jimmy is getting a jobber entrance. So, but anyway, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So this one was a match that I wasn't actually expecting. I haven't been keeping too much eye on SmackDown, but just from the two people that are in there, I am excited for this massively. LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. Sam, go for it.
See, look, I think Fatu has to win because I was a little bit surprised to put it back on LA Knight of all people. Because he held it for a while before, didn't he? After last year. So, sorry. Oh, God. But obviously, like, look, they're building, aren't they, with Jacob Fatu. Like, he's clearly going to be a massive star. And it's only, they want to turn him face sooner or later as well, don't they? And have some kind of feud with Solo Sikoa. I still think all my booking with The Rock is going to come true. but in between, before they get there, this is a great thing to do, because I think Solo Sikoa does something to cost Jacob the belt. That's what I've got. Like they do need to pull the trigger as well on Jacob too. But I think it makes more sense. Like Jacob needs to win this and destroy LA Knight in many ways, but I don't know. I think that we've got to look at the story. The story here is Solo Sikoa, and Solo Sikoa, feuding with Jacob. I think that's where we need to go here, and for that to happen, and that's what they've been building anyway. Solo and tension between Solo and Jacob. Like, when was the last time he said, "I love you, Solo"? Been a while. Is that you typing, Dan? Is that you typing that noise?
It might have been. I'll move my keyboard from.
He's like that cat on the GIF where he's just like, he's away. I think this is Jacob's time. To be honest, I think in the past WWE a bit, especially when Vince was in charge of the pencil, he was very loath to give in to superstars that were hot. But I think Jacob's introduction, the way he's worked, his popularity has just stayed the same, or if anything, he's got even more popular as it's gone on. I think he'd be the perfect kind of guy to have this kind of championship for now, because it also, taking it away from LA Knight, I think the reason why he got it back on him from Shinsuke was because they had no interest in a sort of heel versus heel of Nakamura versus Fatu. Yeah. So it wouldn't have made sense to kind of have that dynamic. Whereas here, there's a bit more jeopardy with LA Knight being, still quite a big fan favorite. He gets a good reception, great on the mic, things like that. And then you'd have, more of a defined heel versus face match. So for me, I think Jacob Fatu going over here, and this will lead into resentment from Solo, where he keeps coveting the belt that that Jacob's got.
Yeah, that could be good too.
You'll see those moments where he's glancing up at the belt over his shoulder, sort of thing, and wanting it, and that eventually will kind of corrupt him into thinking, "I want that belt. That should have been me. I should have had that opportunity." Because I just think you can't stunt Jacob Fatu's growth and popularity now. Give him this moment. LA Knight finally gets another big match at WrestleMania, going back a couple of years when he was left off. It's nice to see him on the on the main card. So great to see that. But I think Fatu's going over here quite convincingly as well.
I like that because I was thinking going down the road of Jacob loses and then he's furious with Solo, but they could have a situation like, obviously Solo is supposed to be the leader of that stable, so with Jacob Fatu surpassing him, that could actually make the resentment boil a little bit longer. Yeah,
well, that kind of dynamics changed over the last few weeks, where Solo's been the one saying, "I love you, Jacob," and Jacob very much became the front facing side of this, whatever they call themselves these days, because they're not exactly a new bloodline anymore.
No,
but no, it'd be cool, because how long is Tama Tonga out for?
Oh, Tangaloa.
Tangaloa, sorry, yeah.
There is rumours he could be not far off back in the ring.
Well, here's the thing. He could be, even if he's not ring fit, he could still be involved in a skit or a segment as interference or something. So I think he is healthy enough to come out and do stuff, because I think he's been doing a bit of PR or whatever. So he could still get involved either way. Just even if he doesn't get physical, he could walk to the ring and pull someone's leg or whatever, So yeah, but I do think we do need to see him. I'm also, as well, I really want to know if Bronson Reed is still going to be part of that group or not.
He's out for a long time, though, isn't he?
No, but I mean, in storyline, is he still considered one of their boys? Because Solo referred to him as one of the soldiers. So I remember thinking, oh, that's interesting. They didn't just forget about him. So I just, I don't know. But yeah, he'll be out for a bit.
Yeah,
I love what he's doing on Twitter right now. He's tsunamiing everybody theoretically. It's great.
So this one, I think it's a bit of a travesty. You've got an absolute legend, Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio going up against this absolute unknown El Grande Americano when Chad Gable's been left off the card.
I know, Fiore. Yeah, do you know what, Dan? You're absolutely right there, mate. There's no justice for Chad. No pre-show, no nothing for Chad.
Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm just... What's going on? I'm not very happy about that.
It's nice that Chad Gable got a tattoo just to match his idol as well. I thought that was a nice touch of for Chad to get that tattoo done. Exactly the same spot as well. Very cool shout out.
What pisses me off the most, right? This Grande Americano guy. They've put him into this spot on TV. Yeah, not gone through NXT. No idea who he was in Mexico. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of that. Dragon Lee got to keep his name. Phoenix got to keep his name. Penta, they kind of just shortened his name. This guy, who was this guy on the independent scene? We've never seen this guy before in our lives, and I'm furious that he's now facing Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Who's this guy sleeping with? But anyway,
dude's in great shape though, man. Like,
yeah, he reminds me, like, I don't know, like some of the moves he does. Do you watch the Olympics? Like, it was a few years ago. There was some really, really good guys. You know, there was some great spots in the US Olympics. Some guys went really, really far, and just the moves he does just remind me. It's almost like, I don't know, like
a Kurt Angle.
Yeah, a little bit like he could be Kurt Angle's kid and should have been. It's like he's something like he's clearly an alpha, is what I'm saying. You know,
I really want to know if he's ever faced against El Generico or not.
I was going to say it could be El Generico's brother.
Yeah. Whatever happened to El Generico?
He's retired. He's looking after orphans.
Is that right?
Yeah, he lives in an orphanage.
It's weird, you know, because AEW apparently own the El Generico trademark because they bought Ring of Honor. So, because I don't know if the artist formerly known as El Generico is actually the guy who owns that. I think he might be, but I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Why is everyone talking about Chad Gable in the comments? Like, he's left off the card. We're as gutted as you are.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I mean, he was talking about the tattoo that he got to match.
Yes.
I don't know how many people spotted it, but on Monday Night Raw, Chad Gable had something happen, and he ended up actually upgrading the back of his knuckles.
Yeah.
And El Grande Americano, again, absolutely really wanted to support his idol. So when he came out later on for his match, he had grazed knuckles as well.
See, it's an occupational hazard, you know. Like,
it is.
Well, I think he was just really annoyed backstage, and he ended up punching a wall because he was so upset about the way Chad Gable was being treated by the ref.
Yeah. Well, obviously, look, we've got to talk about who's winning this match, and obviously El Grande Americano is the hottest thing in the WWE right now. Next year, he'll clearly be main event in WrestleMania, so he's clearly going over Rey Mysterio. Can I also, what's with naming wrestlers after coffee at the moment? We've got this guy. And then there's a guy on Evolve called Cappuccino Jones. What's going on, WWE?
Is there not someone called something Latte as well in NXT?
Oh, no, probably.
I'm 99% sure there's a latte or something going on.
This is NXT. Everybody is named after coffee and vegetables.
Kale. Yeah. What I will say, by the way, on a serious note, what I would love to see from this match is American maids come out with the mask on, and they do like sort of little tricksy things where they're under the ring, and they're very obviously not El Grande Americano, and they kind of swap in and out, and they try and go, no, that is like I am. And
one of them could be Ivy Nile as well, just pure audacity. Yeah.
So I'd love just make this like a nice hijinks
comedy gimmick match.
But yeah, like it doesn't. I just don't think you need to have a straight match here when the build of it has been very unserious. It'd be great for these guys to get a big moment. How many more WrestleManias Ray's got, no one knows. You'd think he wants his last one to be probably against Dominic again. But I think this should be a good fun match. Like, I'm not expecting an absolute classic, but I think this would be one of those ones where the crowd really gets into it, or I really hope they do anyway.
If you had to figure out who this guy's real identity is, who would you say it is?
I think it's an absolute legend that's been hitting the gym pretty hard. Could be Rikishi.
I was going the other way. I was going to say Hornswoggle.
Well, yeah. See, I think you're both talking crap, to be honest, because this guy has shades of the Great Khali about him. I don't know where you guys or Butterbean. Like, we know Butterbean is in Vegas. Like, he competed
and he's in great shape with DDP Yoga.
Yeah, and like, you know, he just had a match against Minoru Suzuki, and if you can still go up against Minoru Suzuki, like, and you know, in such a powerful way, you can do anything. So
I'm still really confused why Chad Gable's name is anywhere near this match.
Why are you all talking John? You know what, I'm calling you out, John. It's not Chad Gable, but yet we know that, John. That's why we're trying to figure out who it is. Jesus, name him.
I mean, we might see someone on the night But here we go.
Mark, I'm not a Chad, mate. I'm much more. I have an attractive wife, but I'm no Chad.
Speaking of Chads, here's Roman Reigns.
I mean, night one, main event. I don't think there's a bigger match that could have been anywhere near this one. You've got Roman Reigns, you've got Seth Rollins, you've got CM Punk with Paul Heyman, which that is a big, big thing already. Sam, go for it on this one. Let's unpack this.
CM Punk's winning. Sorry, did you expect more? Would you like me to elaborate?
No, you can keep it as that if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, would prefer it.
CM Punk's winning. Yeah, CM Punk's winning.
I think Dan's going to agree. We had a very brief chat with Dom earlier. I think Seth Rollins is winning this, and I think Paul Heyman's helping him do it.
Is this when I was in the bath? Sorry, just to clarify.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is where you were getting yourself all like scrubbed up, ready for this this stream. But yeah, we were having a chat. I think Seth Rollins is going to be the one who comes out of this, because I think there's two ways it goes with Paul Heyman. Either he aligns with Seth Rollins and we see a full heel turn by Seth, which I think is overdue, and I'd happily welcome it. I don't think either CM Punk nor Reigns needs Paul Heyman anymore. Whereas Seth having him would be a very sort of refreshing, different take. But I also think maybe there's a sort of way that rather than screw the other ones over, maybe Paul Heyman just kind of throws a chair in to Seth because he can't deal with either of Punk or Reigns trying to get him to win. So he just kind of like takes the middle ground of, I don't want to decide this, and Seth takes advantage with like a stomp or something like that.
Yeah, I love that. I'm just going to let the dog out. I won't be long.
Yeah, okay.
He's finally answered the age-old question that the Baha men asked of who let the dog out. It was Sam all along.
It was. But yeah, I mean, as we was chatting earlier on, I said it to you, I think Heyman is walking out with Seth. Whether Seth actually wins the match or not, I don't know. But if Seth is owed a favour from Paul Heyman, because Seth on, I think it was Monday Night Raw, could have stomped the living hell out of Heyman, and he chose not to. Heyman technically owes Seth. Could it be owing him a line to the win in the match? Could it be something else further down the line? Seth is a sneaky little devil. Could he keep it in his back pocket for a little bit longer?
Yeah. I mean, he constantly refers to himself as a visionary, and he's the architect, and all those nicknames that he has. But he's always been someone who's not afraid to do what has to be done. And like, I really enjoyed on Raw when they had his promo, and he kind of made this impassioned thing of Punk can't win because then we'd have a future generation of people growing up of little punks, and that would be really bad for the business. It can't be you, Roman, because you would be bad for people to grow up idolizing a part-timer who doesn't always turn up and only does it when it suits him. They need someone like me who's a workhorse. And if he's serious about that, how far would he go to make sure he's the winner? Like, would he align with someone he calls a scumbag and all the names under the sun? But it is an intriguing partnership of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, and they put him in harm's way quite a few times. Whereas you could argue with Seth that he could have done and hasn't.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't care on this match. There is just so much intrigue. This is going to be, I think if they are going some big WrestleMania entrances, it's going to be an absolute spectacle. I will ask, but I don't want to know because I don't want to see it. Have you seen the WrestleMania set yet?
I have, yes.
You have.
When I've been to 5 WrestleManias, when I'm there live, I don't want to see it until I'm walking into the stadium and I'll see it. Whereas this time I was a bit like, well, I kind of want to see the deal about it. Like they did this, Pat did the big sort of reveal where it was pretending it was his podcast set and it kind of went above it and you see it. It's cool. It's really cool. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. The comments have been overwhelmingly positive. People are very buzzed about it. I don't want to spoil it, if people are kind of wanting to wait for it, but it is very reminiscent of something they did in the last couple of years.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, for me, I don't want to know when I'm live tomorrow night covering it.
Yeah,
I am literally going to be having it on the side of my screen, but I'm going to have it minimized until the actual start of the show itself.
yeah.
So again, with that, don't send me anything. I know some people have sort of mentioned it and spoke about it, and I've just completely blanked their comments. But I'm doing it for a very good reason. I want a genuine reaction when I'm watching it tomorrow night.
Yeah. I mean, all I'll say before we move on is it is WrestleMania worthy, which is a great thing. It's
That's
not
the
a
point.
big, it's not just a big screen, put it that way.
Good. Massively good.
So I'm glad Punk's winning.
Pardon?
I'm glad we agree Punk's winning.
Yeah. That was seamless. It's like you never left.
I know, yeah. I let the dogs out. Anyway.
So this one, I think, has had quite a fun build. It's been very back and forth with loads of different sort of plot points going forward. But you've got Rhea Ripley, you've got Io Sky and Bianca Belair all going for the Women's World Championship. For myself, I don't see anyone but Io retaining. I don't know why.
Dare to dream, Dan, but because this is a Bianca Belair match at WrestleMania, I mean, she's winning. There's no point talking about it. There's no point. We might as well move on from this one. It's a done deal. Like, there's no point. Like, it's a Bianca Belair match at WrestleMania. She's winning. You know, there are things in life that are certain. Death, taxes. Bianca Belair wins at WrestleMania and annoys me.
And Sam running over his time limit.
Yeah. Hey, that wasn't. Hey, hang on. That was a lot less than I think you'll find. I was.
Yeah, the last two he's been very succinct on. The last one he just said CM Punk's winning, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, 3 words. That was all we needed off him.
Well, this one, Bianca Belair's winning. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andy, go for it.
I mean, there is that kind of idea that Bianca Belair's creating a new streak at WrestleMania. It's clever if they are, because that can be a sort of prestige thing in the future, where she doesn't have to go as deep as the Undertaker had with his streak, but in terms of if she gets to 10-0, it then becomes a thing of who's going to beat Bianca, and it can really raise someone's star if they beat her at WrestleMania. So I'd also argue, did they introduce Io into this because it's a triple threat? She's there to eat the pin, and Rhea can stay strong. So like everyone sort of wins because Io's had another championship reign. Rhea doesn't get pinned. Bianca wins the match. It's one of those ones where, to me, that's what it feels like. However, that being said, I would be happier if Io did win, because I think she's been rightly, the way that she kind of said she's been disrespected throughout this. It would be nice for her to prove that actually I'm the champion for a reason. So I'd be happy with Io win. Unfortunately, I think Bianca's winning.
Yeah, there's not a sniff. Not a sniff. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Bianca Belair is fantastic. I really do. But I preferred her in NXT to the main roster. Just because I preferred her character work. I liked when she was a little bit more heelish, a little bit more like a bitchy cheerleader. I kind of liked that about her. I hate the superhero, like they do the whole Super Cena, Super Bianca thing with her now, and it's just not for me. For the love of Christ, turn her heel.
She's getting booed already. So just steer into it. Just let her be a heel. Like let her be that NXT one.
I remember being in the stadium in LA. I was the only person in the stadium bloody booing it, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you all? Boo!"
Also, Mark, you don't need to keep count. They'll tell you how many bloody matches you won every time they get.
I'm gonna die. Yeah, Undertaker.
I mean, I will just say she was in a match at WrestleMania 34 and lost, so it's not a clean record. Technically,
I know, since then, it's been no one's saying it's the Undertaker, but I don't even mind her having a streak. I'm just bored of the babyface girl swinging my hair. Do you know when Bailey murdered the Bailey buddies? And we were all like,
just wanted to cut a ponytail.
Yeah, cut a ponytail in front of everyone, then just smack some kid with it. Just do that, Bianca. That's all we got to
do. Next one we've got, again, I didn't actually picture this match. But it's looking like it's going to be an epic match. AJ Styles is absolute legend.
Yep.
I think he's a definite Hall of Famer at some point. And Logan Paul, I think, could be a performer where I didn't expect to like him, but he does blow me away when he's performing. Yeah. And his new finisher, the Pulverizer, it's a thing of beauty.
And that theme tune, the way he comes walking out with his baggy clothing, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Really what is it, by the way, at the beginning, I can never make it out. What is it that's shouted at the beginning of his entrance?
Is it the Ayo?
Is it literally Ayo?
Ayo!
Is that a thing? Does he say that? I don't understand.
It's what cool kids do. I think it means hello in like cool. I don't know.
He's AO in millennial.
Mate, I think a bunch of middle class white northern boys aren't going to understand that. I don't think, but anyway, but he's just superb. It's Heyo. I stand erected. I don't get the hate with Logan Paul. I don't like. Yes, he's a heel, and we're meant to boo him, and we're meant to hate him. He's like, you freak. But
it's just because you're a scumbag in real life.
Yeah, well, but is he though? I don't know much.
No, he is. He is. Yeah,
he used to be.
The big thing is he lost a lot of money. He led people down the garden path with crypto, and a lot of people lost a lot of money because of one of these like celebrity crypto things that he did, and it went horribly wrong. Then there was the whole thing in Japan years ago. Like, and I'm not against people like kind of making mistakes and then being able to, come away from that. But I think it's the sort of like, there's a lot of sort of arrogance that goes behind it. But in terms of you speak about him as a wrestler and the talent he has, like it is incredible. I do feel sorry for AJ Styles. Have you seen his WrestleMania history in terms of who he's gone against? It's not exactly a who's who of anyone's going to appear on a Mount Rushmore. So I do feel bad for AJ Styles, but also the talent these guys have. This could be the sleeper match of the weekend, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I think from a pure like a wrestling match point of view, heel versus babyface, although they have kind of teased AJ Styles. They keep referencing his heel persona, like in his Bullet Club days and stuff like that. They keep teasing all that sort of stuff, or at least when he was a bad guy in WWE, and so that's kind of cool. AJ's not going in there as an shucks babyface, so that's an interesting wrinkle to the match. But yeah, like all I know about Logan Paul really, like I saw the Japan thing, and I just put that down to immaturity. And he actually said some things during the Japan thing, where he kind of like addresses the camera and says, "Look, if you are," because he wasn't expecting to see what he saw, and I do think it kind of moved him to a point where he did say something quite nice. Like the mistake was already made, but
I think it's one thing. The one thing is like making a mistake of filming it in the first place.
Yeah.
I think the bigger thing is you've then edited it, because back then he probably would have been doing his own editing. He's then edited it and put it on YouTube, so he's had plenty of time to pull that back. But it was a long time ago. Like he can pay penance for that, like a million times over. But I think some of the mistakes have been made in the meantime. But that being said, in this circumstance, I can separate what he's done in real life to being an artist, whereas other times it is more difficult to do that. Like I don't think he's beyond the pale, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of his politics, like at all. In fact, I want to slap him for them. Same with AJ. But let's be honest. If I was to go after every wrestler for that, then I'd never wear an Undertaker t-shirt again. I'd never wear a Kane t-shirt again. Half the people I like in wrestling, I wouldn't be able to like. So I can't allow that to to check my view. I try and judge people based on what they do in the ring. There's some stuff I can't like let go of, and I do get furious about if they've let me down as a fan. Like CM Punk is a great example there. I'm a bit disappointed in Roman Reigns this week, but at the same time I don't hold it against him, because I can't, like, there's a couple of things he said I kind of get. So it is a weird one, isn't it? Like I think it's that classic story of, does the art define the artist, and can you separate that from them? And that, I think there are some things where that's a definitive no, and there are other things where it's a bit more grey.
I mean, I think for Logan Paul, there was certain things he did. I mean, his original YouTube show was a prank show, and people didn't like the style of pranks he did. But he did what he did to get the viewers, and he might have done things that was a little bit of a grey area. But now, I think he's matured quite a lot. He has grown as a actual human, and if he's respectful to stuff that's happened previously, I'm more than happy to go on his train and go, I think you're great. Let you carry on and do what you need to do. We'll go on to the next one because it's going to be a little bit more fun and a little bit more light-hearted. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez going up against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley as a tag team for the Women's Tag Team Championships. I'll let you jump on this one, Sam. Go for it.
I've got a horrible feeling Lyra and Bayley. Listen, for starters, I'm really annoyed Lyra's in a tag team. They've just put a belt on her, and now she's in a match for another belt. What the hell? It shows what they think of that belt, doesn't it? But anyway, I've got a horrible feeling they're going to win, and that Judgment Day is going to implode or whatever. I say keep it on Liv and Raquel because they're just generating so much heat. And it's so much fun to watch. Where I think Bayley and Lyra is a bit boring. I've got a horrible feeling they've only kind of put these two together to like give Lyra a step up because it's almost like I don't want to be mean, but I feel like everything they give Lyra it doesn't catch fire. And like the belt, so I think what Lyra Valkyria needs is a good story. And that just seems to be the thing they can't give. And maybe this will be the thing that gives it. But no, don't take anything off Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is on fire right now, and so is Raquel by proxy.
Yep, Andy.
I'm going to keep this really short because I think, Sam, I've told you multiple times, I don't get Lyra Valkyria. She's got no character. She's even less of a character on the main roster than she did on NXT, which I didn't think was possible. Yep. She constantly wins matches by roll-up. It's so stupid. Like, it's not a gimmick. She just does it because she has no way of finishing a match. It has to be a roll-up. And, oh, look, my surprise face that I won again. And I just think this is a bit of a travesty that Chelsea Green is not on this card when she's one of the hottest in the division. And they're not even giving her a spot on WrestleMania. I think is ridiculous. I'm not even convinced here that Bayley makes it to the ring and Becky actually comes out and replaces her. Because does anyone actually care about this match as it is? Because this is just a case of we wanted Liv Morgan on because she's so popular. And do we then get Bayley on it somehow, which, you know, she deserves to kind of have, you know, big moments still. But there's no interest for me in this match either. And it's like, again, there's other matches I would have rather have seen or other people on the card. I have no interest in Lyra Valkyria, so I don't want to go into it anymore because I don't want to be disrespectful to someone who's doing very well, and I just don't want to be nasty about it. But for me personally, doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I'm like, and I feel guilty about it. I feel bad about that, but I'm like, I don't think it's her fault either. Bless her. I think it's just WWE. Just don't. They're trying artificial crap to get her over, like stick a belt on her and then bury that belt at WrestleMania. Stick her with Bayley and like, oh look, she's tagging with Bayley. How cool is that going to be? But I don't know.
Dakota should have had that belt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, for me going for this one, when I did my early WrestleMania predictions of what I was hoping to see or expecting to see, I had Lyra going up against Bayley.
Okay.
Which, to me, it gets the title on the show. It gets Bayley in a big match. You can have Lyra win and get a big win to try and get some credibility. But then you could also have someone like Chance and Carter going up for the tag titles. You get an extra couple of people on the show. I know sometimes that's not always the best way to do it, of getting as many people on as possible. But I just think that Liv and Raquel would be better going up against a legitimate tag team.
Yeah, it's what you said about Chelsea Green as well. It's like the fact that Lyra's in this match and Chelsea Green isn't on the card yet. Like they might do something on SmackDown. Who knows? They might add something. They've done it before, but it just go. The thing that makes me sad about this match and the Chelsea Green thing as well is those mid-card belts for the women's division are already less than nothing. The experiment has already failed, and they struggle enough with the mid-card belts on the men's division sometimes, and at least the IC and the United States Championship haven't exactly been stellar in the past 10 years. I know Triple H started rehabilitating them, but even that seems to have fallen by the wayside a bit. Like that Shinsuke title reign was just so forgettable recently, and that's more of a symptom of Shinsuke in WWE. But yeah, this match just makes me sad, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're all wrong. I hope they do something that blows our minds. But
yeah. This one
Here we go.
Is going to be an absolute banger. Dirty Dom versus Finn Balor versus Penta versus the Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker. And this, to me, is the match to watch on night 2, besides Cena and Cody. This is, it's got everything going for it. And I'd even like maybe to see someone else added in, maybe Phoenix.
Oh no, I don't know. I like it. I like it. The dynamic is just right.
But yeah, Andy, go for it on this one. Sam went first last time.
Yeah.
I saw a comment that I had to agree with on social media earlier on, where this is a very rare instance where it doesn't matter who wins because every single option is a great option.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen very often in WWE. So I'm really happy that they've kind of put themselves in away from a corner. They've kind of put themselves firmly in. You can go any direction and it will make sense. I would like to see Dominic Mysterio win this because I just think it would be hilarious. I think he's been doing some fantastic character work in terms of what they can do moving forward with him and Finn and Judgment Day. I think that'd be fantastic. I think he deserves it. I just think he's been doing such great stuff, especially backstage promos, even the matches he's been putting in. If you had told me, 5 years ago that I would be rooting for Dominic Mysterio to win a championship match at WrestleMania, I would have called you absolutely crazy. The kid has hung around and has just improved year on year. I just think he's, he deserves a big moment for it. Outside of that, Penta winning would be a huge statement of, if you come across WWE, we'll treat you right, we'll give you big moments. And for him as a superstar, that'd be a really cool moment for Penta to win and have a little bit of an individual title run before you see him back up with his brother.
See, there's a few people burying Balor in the comments there, and you're missing why he's in the match. It's not just the storyline stuff with Dom; it's the fact that he's the glue holding this thing together. He'll be the leader in the ring, orchestrating where the chess pieces go. If you know a little bit about how he is backstage, you'll know that. But anyway, so I'd like Balor to win because I feel like he deserves it, but I kind of want Balor to move into a world championship picture at some point. Although I don't know if that'll ever happen. But I think Penta's winning because not only is he the shiny new toy, I feel like he's come in and just caught fire instantly. And I think they might want to do something with that. I don't think Breaker needs the belt to just keep destroying people and being Breaker. And I love the idea of both Balor and Mysterio being the reason each other didn't win. And that playing into, or maybe this is when, whatever's going on between them two really hits the fan. Because like Liv Morgan and Dom have been whispering behind Balor's back for weeks and weeks and weeks. Are they all planning on kicking Balor out? Is the obviously Judgment Day has inherited the Bullet Club curse? Is that going to bleed into this? I don't know. I'm full of the storyline with the Judgment Day stuff the most. That's what I'm here for. But I do think this will be the coronation of Pentagon. That's me.
For me, I've been looking at this match since I put these slides together, and the best way for it, for me, is Dom pinning Balor.
I never
You
thought
have got so many different stories going forward from that.
Yes,
Braun doesn't lose by being pinned, so it keeps him strong. Penta's not involved, so he still looks strong. Finn will look strong anyway because it's Finn Balor.
Yeah.
But Dirty Dom living up to his name by pinning his teammate in a way.
Oh, I want that now.
With that, you can have any one of them go after Dirty Dom for the title straight away for Backlash. It helps build this consent between Balor and Dirty Dom. Balor could potentially be realigned with JD McDonough as an Irish tag team going forward, leaving Dom and Raquel and Liv as a separate entity. And that to me is a whole different dynamic of why it's only Dom that makes sense to win for me.
See, I do love that. I do love the story implications, but as well, it's like at what point as well do the Judgment Day turn on Finn and kick him out? And what happens? Could Finn even realign with Damian Priest? Like all the OGs are out. Like how does it feel, dickhead? From Priest as he walks past him or something like that would be funny. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I love that. I think that could happen. But is this the time where? Like, is this the time where Judgment Day implodes, or do they keep it going? Because something's building, something's brewing in it. And if it not at Mania, where,
Yeah, I do that. I think I've said because we've done a couple of episodes for Friday Night Features on Dom, and I've said I think he would be the perfect sort of throwback to when Kurt Angle used to sort of weasel his way to wins, and you'd always think it was going to be Stone Cold, The Raw, Triple H, Undertaker. Somehow he'd end up sort of crawling into a pin when someone else had done their finisher, or he'd throw someone out the ring just as they done it to someone else. He is that proper Kurt Angle, like sneaky villain. He'll get the championship by hook or by crook. So you kind of end up going like, for the love of God, someone take that belt off of him? It makes so much sense. Like, it has to be Dom. And as you said, I think Finn eating the pin keeps the other two quite strong as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Dom would give me Crash Holly vibes.
Yeah.
Next one, it's the Sin City Street Fight. It's Drew McIntyre going up against Damian Priest. This one I didn't expect about a month ago, but it seems to have come together quite quickly, and sometimes that can be a good thing for a WrestleMania show. But Andy, go for it on this one.
Again, nice and short from me. I don't really care about this match. I think they've thrown two guys together who had nothing else to do. They've tried to make it stick. They've put a little bit of animosity into it. You can tell that they're desperately trying because they're doing stuff this weekend to try and get a little bit more heat behind it. I don't know if it's just because there was an unfortunate injury for Drew in his eye. Just not hitting it for me. Like, I've never been a big sort of Damian Priest fan. I think Drew is kind of in no man's land. Like, where does he really kind of fit in now in terms of, like, he's not near the top in terms of titles. Could he have a mid-title reign or something? I don't know. But for this, it isn't hitting. I really don't care either way.
See, I'm going to disagree with you both. I'm kind of into it, and I agree with what Freeze just said here. Drew should destroy Priest, full circle event of last year's Mania, because I actually don't think it's come together quickly at all. I think they've been building. It's like when Drew ran that package in all the different times. Priest has inadvertently screwed him or caused him to lose something, and now he's going to put a beating on him. I want to see two big dudes who are both close to the 7 foot kick the crap out of each other. I think that's what this is going to be, and I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to it, and I actually think this is the storytelling they've done here has been quite organic, and I don't know if they planned all of it. I think they might have planned some of it, but I think it's come together quite nicely, and I love how like Drew becoming so unhinged after the injury and some of the stuff that he said to Priest, and I'm just here to punish you, Priest. Like you keep costing me. This is how sport kind of sometimes works, isn't it? Particularly combat sports. This reminds me a little bit about when Brock Lesnar hated Goldberg, or didn't hate him, but had him as this tick, like buried into him that he had to pull out. This I like this. I don't think it needs a belt sometimes. I don't think it needs like a Roman Reigns versus Cody kind of story. I think this is just these two keep bumping up against each other professionally, and now it's got to come to a head. And I think it's a good story, and I'm really into it. And I think both guys have put on some great matches in the past. They're both two big dudes. Yeah, I'm game. I'm game for this one.
I mean, again, that surprised me because I wasn't blown away by this match when it was announced. I'm still, that's my feeling behind it. Is like, it'll be there, it'll be a good match, but am I invested? Not even slightly.
Oh, really?
I did think for this one, I did have a look. I didn't realise that Damien Priest is 3 years older than Drew.
Yeah, he's been around. He's with Punishment Martinez.
Yeah. Match reminds me of Final Testament versus Hurt Profits. Street fight to carry the turn in the middle. Fun spots. Yeah, that sounds like what it'll be there for. I don't think it'll be... I mean, looking at the Night 2 card, out of every single match, this is probably the closest to what you'd call the toilet break match, which that's saying something for a Night 2 of WrestleMania.
It'll be an absolutely fine match. Like I'm not going to say it's going to be an awful match because both guys are talented. It's just not something. It's not catching my attention.
Yeah.
It's a long time when you sat in the stadium, so I can completely see why people might use this as the toilet break. But yeah, you can tell for me, I know what Sam's saying and I get that. And there has been things, but I feel like it's more of they've kind of grabbed loose ends, tied them together and then hoped that it will be enough to get it through. The fact that they've had to put a gimmick match into it suggests that they know it's struggling. That's just my opinion. And what I think is amazing about WrestleMania is there will be matches where I'm not bothered, but someone else is actually like really invested in it. So that's great. That's what wrestling should be like. It's a variety show at the end of the day. Like you're not going to like everything because you're going to have your favorites. So if your favorites aren't involved in a match, why would you be bothered? So I think it's great, for Sam, if that, if you are really invested in this storyline and want to see it, awesome. Because to me, that's how wrestling works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it's the main event. It's the heel 10 of the century, I think, near enough. You've got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, versus the guy who sold his soul, John Cena. This one, to me, has been a great build. Cena on the microphone has been incredible because it's justified, and they are usually the best type of bad guys. Sam, who you got on this?
See, I'm not so sure it's justified. I don't know. I don't know. There's still stuff they haven't said about why it's happened. So, because they've got to, when Cena retires, he's going to have to retire as Cena, a face. So I don't know how they're going to get back to that. But I've got Cena winning. I've got Cena winning this, holding, getting that record, which he absolutely deserves. Carrying this all the way to Money in the Bank or wherever, then Cody taking it back and the Cody era continuing, and this just being a blip in the Cody era, because it kind of needs that to kind of be freshened up a little bit. They can't do another goddamn chase like they did with Roman Reigns that lasts years and years and years, because you can't just have that chase constantly the whole time. You've got to be able to tell a story of a babyface champion, but a little interruption with Cena. I like it, and if anybody's going to take it off him, it does make sense to be Cena. I'm just going to close my phone out because every time Jess texts me, it pings. I don't know if you guys heard that, but
you just sound super popular as all, mate.
It's just my wife. Just my wife texting me a lot, reminding me to do stuff. But so I think Cena's winning, and if he doesn't, I think it's a wasted opportunity unless they do something even more interesting.
Andy?
Yeah, I think they did have a great build to it. I think the last 2 weeks it's somewhat been taken off the boil a little bit, and I hope that they heat it right back up again tonight. I'd be disappointed if they don't have. Is Cena scheduled to be there tonight?
Yes.
Then they have every opportunity, and they don't even need to do much. It's just having him there. But I think it's kind of suffered a little bit of not having Cody on it. It's really confusing because I keep forgetting whether Cody Rhodes is supposed to be on Raw or SmackDown, but he roams and goes wherever he kind of wants to go. So that's fine. It's just the fact that whenever Cena's not there and Cody's there, it's like when you've got something on, you're cooking something, and you have it occasionally, it's up on like a 10, and then you go down, and it's gone down to a kind of like a 6 at occasions. And tonight I expect to be put back up to a sort of 9 or 10. So I do think it's not like unsalvageable, but I felt it more when they were doing the European stuff because he was there every week. Interestingly, the dates that Cena's booked for have been kind of leaked out, as it were. I don't know how accurate they are. It would certainly suggest that he's going to be very prominent for the next fair few weeks. Read into that what you want. That for me would suggest, if it's true, there's every chance Cena's having that belt for a little while.
Yeah.
So I think the story they've told, it would make sense for Cena to get the championship this way, because there's got to be consequences for what you do. And like, if you sell out to The Rock or whatever it is that they're kind of saying he's done, you've got to trust that someone like John Cena has made the right choice, and he does it and because he's guaranteed he's going to get that, and I mean that in kayfabe as well. So I think he's got to win it. I think he's got to win it by The Rock or someone else helping him. And I don't think Cody's going to come out of it looking bad at all, because if he's kind of screwed out of it, he doesn't lose anything from it. And I just think this is the time to get Cena to have his belt, give us a summer of Cena, let us see him against CM Punk, let us see him against Randy Orton, all that kind of good stuff that we can see over like the last bit of time he's here. And give him it, because he's been brave enough to do something different right at the end. So for me, I think everything has gone into this suggests that Cena should win. Are they brave enough to do it? Let's find out on Sunday.
I don't even think we need to. I think Cena's taking it 100%.
I hope so.
I think you could do Cena with the title. It gets to the back end of the year, and whatever his last appearance is as a pay-per-view, Prim live event, it's literally title versus career, but Cena still wins and walks out with a title. And I mean, I was just about to say, I do think at some point we might even see the spinner back.
I'm still the whole old man Cena thing. I'm still behind that. I still think this is his insecurity. This is all. I don't want to go. Who am I without WWE? I think he's going to turn face at some point when he loses the belt and be like, look, I'm going to explain myself. All this is I don't know who I am without this. And if I am truly going, like, I've broken that record and I'm happy about it, but who is John Cena if he's not a WWE superstar? I think that's this story. That is what's motivating Cena to do this. I think he will. Do you know how Hulk Hogan, the kind of like turned face mid-match and kind of retired? I know he's fallen from grace since then, but he kind of retired a baby face, retired. I think that's what they're doing here with Cena. I don't think this is a true heel turn. I think this is a good person going down a wrong path story. And ultimately, the lesson will be, if you take the wrong path, you can come back from it. I think this is that's where this is going. Because I think there's already uncertainty in the character when he's up against Rhodes. And it's almost like Rhodes knows that as well. The psychology behind this is just fascinating. And whoever's behind it, whoever's writing this, and is communicating this to both men. This is great. This is really good. It's not like the Sami Zayn Roman stuff. It's not quite up there as absolute poetry, but it's damn good. And I just hope they don't mess it up.
Yeah. No, no end. So that is the WrestleMania predictions. We have actually got a quiz option available. Not quiz option. A predictions link on our social media, so you can go on, and there is a couple of things that you will already have. Answer-wise, if you've been watching the stream, we will have told you things. If you do a bit of Googling, we will have told you, that will tell you other things of certain answers that you can get, so you can get a couple of easy points.
We will say, by the way, there's a comment just come through from Freeze again. He's making a lot of good comments, by the way. Shout out to Freeze.
Yeah.
Randy is scheduled to have a match because they kind of have the graphic of it's going to be basically an open challenge. And that's a cool conversation we haven't had with Sam. Again, we were talking about this earlier. I think it's going to be Aleister Black who comes out. And I think it's going to be a really cool moment. And I think it's really important that Aleister Black gets that moment because I think it was skyrocketing back to the upper echelons, possibly even surpassing where he was any time in WWE before. So I think it'll be a really cool moment and a way to kind of showcase Aleister Black being back. Dan, I think you had maybe another idea, or was that Dom?
I think it was myself because I know Dom likes the spooky stuff, but I had Miro come back with me Rusev Day.
But it is, and it's happening on Rusev Day as well, Dan. You might be onto something.
And that's a different sort of idea. Rusev Day, but I don't see that happening. Either way, I think it's going to be someone that we haven't seen in a long while. The other one that I can't remember where I saw it, but even someone was throwing Big E into the mix. And that to me was a crazy one. And then someone else was saying Hikuleo. Hikuleo.
Eyes of it's Hikuleo. I'd be like,
I would.
Yeah, I'd be very like what? Like, because like they have
outside a chance.
Yeah, WrestleMania's too mainstream to get someone like that and get a reaction that you'd be aiming for. I think you can boil it down because it's either going to be a legend or it's going to be someone returning. I think that's the only, for me, it's the only way you can do that.
Yeah. But I think you said it earlier on, Andy. Aleister Black returning with his original theme and entrance, full package. That would be an amazing match. And
but that tease that they've been doing on SmackDown does suggest he's coming back as the old father that gimmick that he had, the storyteller, because he's had the seat like in the flashes of the seat and the candles that it had around him. So it seems to suggest that he might come back as that. That's not to say we don't get the entrance of the sort of like the vampire like crypt thing coming up. Like, but I think if you're going to get a reaction, that's what you need. Give us it at least once before you go back to any kind of new stuff.
That like if that, I'll go mad if that hits. That'll just be great. That'd be awesome. Because there's just AEW dropped the ball so much with him, and I'm a big AEW fan, but oh dear, like
the song itself, if you do want it, is called "Root of All Evil." It's on my playlist. It's an absolute banger, and that guitar riff at the start, what Sam's mentioning, it's brilliant. It's such a catchy theme.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We'll see. We shall see. The only way to find out, apart from if you're watching it on Netflix, is to be here with me. I am covering both nights of Mania, and I'm going to try and make sure I am doing the Monday Night Raw, depending on how tired I am. So tick that notification bell. Make sure you know that you are subscribed, because we will be live for both nights of WrestleMania. And because I've said it already, we are going to be doing... there it is. Our GAHY WrestleMania quiz. It's 41 questions now because I got bullied into adding another one.
You got slightly nudged into it. I wouldn't say bullied, but whatever.
With an arm right up my back.
Absolute diva. But okay. And Jess, I know you're in the comments. Say hello. My wife is lurking in the comments, everyone.
If you are in the comments, scan the QR code on the screen as well, or go to kahoot.it and put that code in. And I have put it at the bottom left so you can see exactly how easy it is.
I'm going to do it.
Code in and pick your name, and you can have a little bit of the fun with an emoji. Jake has said 2 minutes.
I'm on my way. Hang on. 2 4.
Would be a raccoon with an eye patch for some reason.
You're like Drew McIntyre if he was a trash panda.
Well, I can say I'm like Rocket Raccoon.
Oh yeah. Or Snake Plissken. I need to make a joke about that and a raccoon.
That's a solid joke. That.
Yes. It was snaky of me.
Oh well, so we got coming in.
We've got Aaron as a Viking fox by the looks of it as well. Freeze is a cold skull. Oh no, he's changed.
I'm a dog with a concussion.
Roman Reigns at the end of WrestleMania then.
Yeah,
Big dog.
Oh, no, a dog. Are you not like a globe?
I don't know what the hell I am. I'm something blue that's clearly on PC.
I think it's a globe.
It looks like at the air.
Why is he in a football? Are they scared he's going to hurt himself? What's going on? Freeze, the big ginger, is it?
Big ginger. Love him. Currently a toad. I had to change off of it because it just looks a bit weird.
Is that Jake, the big ginger?
Yes.
I thought it might be.
So Jake's in, Mark's in.
Kevin Jess.
Kevin Jess.
That's my wife and father-in-law who have joined the show. Right. I always lose this crap, and if they get more
WrestleMania, if you get beat by Kevin Jess, you'll have to hand your wrestling fan badge in.
Come on, Kevin Jess.
Oh no!
Come on, Kevin Jess.
I refuse to do that, but I will be eternally shamed. I'm having a bit.
So we've got 7 in. I think we start.
Let's do it.
I was going to say I think we'll start. We've got 12 people in the chat. I'm going to give it another minute and a half maybe, just in case anyone else does want to jump in on the last minute.
No swearing. Your mother-in-law might be watching. I just remember.
While we're
the
waiting,
only person that's sworn tonight is yourself.
That is true.
They weren't big ones though. They were the little ones.
While we have about a minute left, let us know in the comments which match are you most excited for at WrestleMania as well.
Cody and Cena, surely.
IC title for me, baby.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Triple threat matches up there as well. If it is Aleister Black, that might go down as the one I'm most excited for.
Yeah, because it's got shades of Rollins Cody, doesn't it? Like when that happens, such a moment. So if they can kind of recapture that'll be awesome. They should do it every year. I'm ready to do this.
So, last title quiz of the year before Mania. A lot of people join us. You're in trouble, Mark. Oh, yes, you are.
No, have your confidence, Mark.
So, hang on. Who's the big rivalry here? Is it Mark and Jake? Is that the thing?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. Because they ain't got to worry about me.
No.
I'm a wrestling so I always lose this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to give it another 30 seconds and we are going to be going live for the quiz. I actually found out earlier on it stays active for up to 24 hours. Oh. So if you are watching this within the next few hours and you can actually join in and see how you did at the end of it.
Permission to ban Mark. Sorry, Dan, go on. Permission to ban Mark. Again. I threatened to ban Mark every week.
He's a super fan of the channel. You can't do that. Plus, he's our mod.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't need you, Mark. I can't ban you.
Yeah, absolute legend. Mark, every so often, will go on to our Gimme Hullywood account on here. I'll say on here, on our YouTube channel, and do all the polls for me. Gives me so much more time to chat rubbish.
Yes.
So, we are going live in 3, 2, 1, and it's nice and simple. The answer will be on your screen and you'll just tick the right answer. So, WrestleMania 1. Where was the very first WrestleMania held?
Balls.
Come on, Sam. That's not even.
I do know. Shut up. I know. It wasn't bloody Allegiant.
Jess is getting that one right.
Yeah, she is. Well, Jess knows that.
So, yeah, it was Madison Square Garden. WWE stronghold in New York for quite a long time. There we go. Top 5 got it right. This can change so quickly, as we've seen previously. So, number 2. This is supposed to be right at the end. I don't know why it's second.
Yeah, me neither.
So, how many times will John Cena be headlining WrestleMania this year? I'm just waiting on one more.
Oh, God damn it.
His 6th WrestleMania this year. Let's see. There we go. Big Ginger, Jake, Andy.
Come on, Mark. You're the man.
He's moving up. He's moving up.
Who's the current champ? Is it Mark?
Yes. So this one is quite a fun one. Who joined Captain Lou Albano to support the British Bulldogs at WrestleMania 2? You've got Ozzy, Cyndi Lauper, Elton John, and Sinead O'Connor. And it was Ozzy Osbourne.
What?
He looked so young. It was scary when I saw the photo. Cyndi Lauper was at WrestleMania 1. Let's see. Big Ginger, Jake got it. Pulling out a little bit of a lead. But plenty of time for that to change. So what was the stipulation between Rowdy Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis at WrestleMania 3? So it was a hair versus hair match. 4 answers in a row. Sam's
gone up against his partner. Away.
So Roddy,
let's go. Number 4. How did the match between Jake Roberts and Rick Rude end? You've got different options on there for how a match can end, but which one's the correct answer?
Oh, I'm going to put that in.
Draw.
Jesus.
It was the only one that actually...
And Sam's just sneaked ahead of you, Andy.
Big Gin's got his first one wrong, I think, there.
Yeah. So, WrestleMania 5. Nice and simple. True or false?
I don't remember. It's a Warrior question, so I don't know, because Warrior was
At least it's a 50-50 guess.
Yeah, sometimes a 50-50 one is a bit easier and a bit harder. And it's false because it was the other way around.
God damn it.
Let's have a look. So Andy's jumped back ahead. Freeze is on the board now. Another true or false. Drops down into 6th, I think, at the moment.
Oh, good.
So WrestleMania 6 was the first to be held outside of the United States. Is that true? Is it false?
Was it Canada? God damn it.
And it was true. Yeah.
You got it, Sam. It was Toronto.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I kind of want Jess and Kevin to beat me. I think that'd be funny.
I mean, they are at the minute.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
but look at the points difference between them and Freeze. There's only 19 points in it. So another question very quickly answered that could jump even higher. So WrestleMania 7. Barbarian, what is his real name?
Oh, behave. That's a guess. No. You got that right. That's amazing.
So yeah, it is. I don't even want to know how to pronounce it.
Sion? Sion.
I don't know. I can't remember. But Jake got it right.
Big Ginge. Come on.
So WrestleMania 8. What was the tagline?
Bad.
Who's going to
Oh,
go?
no, I know what it is now. Oh, no, I remembered it just as I pressed the wrong button. Damn it.
So the poster is a bit of a clue because underneath it was the Macho Man going up against Ric Flair. So it was the Macho Flair affair.
Oh, I wonder who the one person is.
Being a Big Ginger Jake's back in the game, pulling away.
Where's
you
Mark?
like Wikipedia the guy?
How many seconds did the match last at WrestleMania 9 between Hulk Hogan and Yokozuna?
Press the wrong button there, I reckon.
Do you know, I actually recently redid that match on 2K and I gave it a proper ending. The right ending.
So what did you put down, Andy?
I put 36.
Me too.
It was 22 seconds. So Freeze sneaks ahead.
Mark, what is going on?
I don't know if Mark has completely forgotten how to play.
Is Mark falling asleep? Or?
So at WrestleMania 10, who was the last time he performed in the ring?
It could have been 3 of them.
That depends on... Oh, God.
Yeah, it could have been 3 of them, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's a WWE quiz.
Did Mabel actually appear again as Mabel, or did he move on to Victor?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He did still appear as Mabel after WrestleMania.
So I'm glad I got it right. I got one right for once, but yeah, I had that same. Yeah, I had that same thing.
Sam got a couple of points there.
Finally beating me wife. Yeah. Well, that could have been
that.
Yeah.
What was Owens Taylor's nickname at WrestleMania 11?
Who even knows? The refrigerator. What?
So it was Little LT. Look at how quick Sam's jumped up.
Making moves, making $1 million moves.
It won't last.
I mean, the moves that it will make will be backwards.
Oh, aye.
So true or false, is this the shortest WrestleMania match ever? Have you got right? It is false. So there we go. Look at them points being racked up by everyone.
Ain't nobody beating Jake.
Number 14. Who did Stone Cold face at WrestleMania 13?
Right, there's no way he'll got me faster than I pressed that, surely. That was like half.
Oh, no, I got it wrong. It's my favourite match. What an idiot. I'm such an idiot.
Going in the Hall of Fame, man.
I'm such a moron anyway. I deserve to lose after that.
I mean, if you're wrestling fans, I'd be surprised at anyone going this wrong, Sam.
Well, I just did. And I know it. And I've talked about this one endlessly. I've shown people this anyway. Anyway.
I thought I'd throw in some easy ones, and even the wrestling journalist got it wrong.
See, but that one was so easy; it was deceptive. Anyway, God damn it, I must be tired.
So, what was the stipulation between Cactus Jack, Chainsaw Charlie, and the New Age Outlaws? I mean, if you didn't know, Chainsaw Charlie is Terry Funk.
Yeah.
And yep, it was a dumpster match.
Dumpster fire.
So Kevin Jess coming back on the board. Orange dropped off a little bit. Question 16, WrestleMania 15. What was the title being defended at WrestleMania 15? Between Shane McMahon and X-Pac.
That's going to be one of two.
It's one of four. I've put 4 answers up there.
I know, but I didn't like really.
Andy's right. It was 1 or 2, yeah.
One of 2. And Sam got it wrong. Orange jumped straight back up. Jake pulling away again a little bit. So WrestleMania 2000 was banned for gladiatorial bloodlust by which country?
For heaven's sake.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised. Ireland? What the hell, Ireland?
No one got that one.
No, why did Ireland ban it? Is this when they were going through their Catholic phase?
I don't know. But
what the last 100 years?
Yeah, no, well, the last 1,000 years.
That's everyone's answer streak gone. So starting fresh, new streak. Paul Heyman on commentary. Was it only at WrestleMania 17?
Oh, I got that one wrong. Damn it. I think.
That's a great question, by the way.
It really is. But it's a trick question because there's other instances. Oh, I got it right. Check that out.
It is only WrestleMania 17 that it was on commentary because very shortly after is when he left to be leader of the ECW invasion.
I'd have therapy to get rid of that, Dan. But there it all comes.
Freeze, Mark coming on the board. Can Mark chase down to regain his title?
So this is where Mark wins. This is where Mark wins victory from the jaws of defeat.
Who did Maven defend the hardcore title against at WrestleMania 18?
It was either Crash or Kane. I don't know what I'm telling you all. No, it was
it was neither. It was just a ridiculous match. So I was like, it's so obscure. You either know it and you're gonna. God, it's such an easy question because it's so obscure.
See, I thought Gold was literally that. How do I not know that? Was it so obscure it's been deleted from my memory?
Possibly. So at WrestleMania 19, who was The Undertaker meant to be in a tag team with?
Boom.
Did you get that one very quick, Andy?
I was like, as soon as I see which colour it is, I've got it. I just need to see the name.
It was Nathan Jones. He got pulled out of the match because he was supposedly still too green, but he still made an appearance.
Don't blame it on me, Mark. Don't blame it on me.
So Aaron jumps. Look at the points difference between Mark and Aaron. There is 18 points in it.
Oh.
And there's only 60 points between
Aaron,
Freeze and Mark. Yeah.
I'm on
That's very tight. What was the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 20? So this is where he returned against Kane.
Oh, I think I've got that wrong. Yeah.
12-0.
I had to reverse math that one because I was trying to work out for when he lost it how many years ago, but I think he missed one more in between. That's why it's a weird amount.
Yeah. So question 22 at WrestleMania 21. What movie is The Undertaker parodied in here?
No.
Make my day.
Some great, absolutely fantastic parodies. And it was Dirty Harry. So look at Aaron jumping up that board 3 in a row.
Andy closing in on.
It's just because I've finally hit 5 figures. Ginger's been there for ages.
I know, but it's still only at just under 13,000. There's only a couple of questions in it. So Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble and he defended it against John Cena at WrestleMania 22. Balls. Who did he defend? Who did he go up against? Who did Rey Mysterio go up against at WrestleMania 22 if it wasn't John Cena?
It was Randy Orton, wasn't it?
And Kurt Angle, triple threat.
Yeah, because they gave him his entrance went too long because he had was it A or someone?
POD, I think.
POD, that's it. Yeah.
What a band.
Yeah. There we go. Loads of points dished out on that one. Question 24. So who did John Cena beat by submission at 23?
God damn it. I knew it. I got that wrong.
There's a fun fact about his entrance when he was in that car. They were filming that the night before.
Okay. Nice. And as a little sad note fact, it's the second year the main event of WrestleMania was won by the same person with the same move in terms of submissions. Boom. Aaron's dropped down quickly. Mark's jumped up. Freezer's jumped up. Question 25. Who did Chavo Guerrero lose his title to at WrestleMania 24?
I've definitely got that wrong.
I think I have as well. For God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, I put some big names that are remembered for holding the ECW title, but I didn't think many people would remember that Kane held it.
No, I didn't.
Look. Oh, Jake's pulling away a little bit, Andy. You've got to reel him in.
Yeah.
But
I think
again,
I'm running out of manias here.
look how tight it is between Aaron and Freeze. 278 points. But nice and simple, is it true or false? 50-50. Educated guess.
I think you've been a bit tricksy here, Dan.
Do you?
No,
no trick here at all.
I knew we wanted 2 in a row, but I thought you got a year too early.
No, I didn't. Collected a
Mark's
few points.
Coming back. He gave us a head start.
Let's see how tight this gets. What was the match rating between Michaels and Taker at 26?
Who's this according to?
Just Meltzer.
It's Meltzer. It's always Meltzer if it's match ratings.
That's probably wrong, but I have no idea. No. What was it? 4.75?
4.75.
What does that even mean? That's just give it 5, douchebag.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that match whatsoever. So I don't know why it wasn't. Freeze jumps up. Let's go. 28. Snooki was in a 6-person tag match, but what is Snooki's real name?
I know she's slightly Italian, so I just went with the Italian one.
Well, it's from Jersey, isn't she? Which is Italian American.
There we go. Everyone's collecting points there. Nice and simple.
So nobody
Jake,
moves.
7 answers in a row. We've got to try and get him caught out. Drop them points down.
Oh, I'm never getting back on the board. See,
how many seconds was Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan?
Travesty this match.
Yeah.
Careful. Mother-in-law's watching, Andy. Careful.
Mother flipper.
So, Freeze Mark, Ginger got some points. Back in a row, 3 for Freeze.
Oh, she's probably gone to bed.
This one, nice and simple one for everyone.
Do.
I got it wrong. Was it?
It was Fandango.
Fandango was at WrestleMania. What?
Yeah.
It debuted as well.
It debuted. His first in-ring match was at WrestleMania against Jericho.
Oh, was I? Was I just drunk?
Probably. I love that photo of Andre the Giant.
What was? Damn it! I moved
off the wrong year.
I've tumbled.
So I think it's going to be very close for second, third, going on the actual table.
I'm going to try and lose now deliberately.
This one was ridiculous, but I thought it was a fun question. How many people interfered between Sting and Triple H?
How did I get that one wrong? Jesus Christ. Like, the NWO and DX both interfered. Like, the full versions of both of those stables.
Yep.
20 years too late, but they did.
So you had Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and X-Pac.
See, I'm the only person in the world who loves that match. I
do like it.
Just because it was so many different dreams coming true at once. Sting should have won, obviously, but...
Yeah. So which member of the League of Nations didn't compete at WrestleMania 32?
Who knows that?
Me?
I'm going to say a guess that definitely the person number 1 is going to get it.
Oh, I knew.
It was Wade Barrett.
I even got it right.
Dealing with an elbow injury, if I remember rightly. Freeze, 7 answers in a row. If you carry on like that, you could be chasing Ginger Jake down. So nice and simple. Didn't headline WrestleMania when winning the Royal Rumble, but who was it?
My first live one. That.
What? Did I press the wrong button then?
I don't know. What did you press?
I don't know.
Don't say the right answer.
Well, it's up on the screen now.
Yeah, that one was headlined by Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. So the Royal Rumble winner was nowhere near.
I'm so confused.
I misread the question there.
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. I knew the answer, and it popped up wrong. I was like,
Yeah.
So who was the defending champions in the match against the Bludgeon Brothers when they won the title? What did you say, Sam? Sorry?
That's such a great gimmick.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Brody Lee.
I think I'm on a losing streak here for about like 8 questions now.
Join the club, Jesus. Actually, no, I got one. I got that one right a minute ago, but don't know.
So it's getting very, very tight for second and third. Freeze, you might be able to sneak it if you get the next few right. Was every women's match at WrestleMania 35 a multi-person match?
I think so, was it? No. Yes, apparently it was.
It was. You had
finally got one right.
Triple threat match for the winner takes all match. Then you had the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Women's Championship match. And that was it.
I love Kahoot is so patronising when you get it wrong. Everybody has bad days. Shut up, Kahoot.
10 questions in a row, Freeze. Are you reading my screen?
I wish I was. I knew the answers then.
Love that photo with the turkey with his guy.
I think it was, wasn't it? Oh, for God's sake!
Sam, WrestleMania 2.
What?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
No,
if you don't know, if you don't know,
I'm not having that. That's
everyone got that wrong anyway, so it's still the same.
That's not true. We got it right because it was all at the same time.
Finley, say hello to Mummy.
Yeah.
Hello to Mummy.
I apologise.
Where is she? Where's Mummy?
I know Mark's going to say it's a screw job again.
Yeah, that was a goddamn screw job, wasn't it, Finn? Sorry, kid. There you go.
But go on then. Who did Cesaro beat in a singles match at WrestleMania 37?
Oh, it was Rollins, wasn't it? God damn it.
It was Rollins.
Jesus.
Hello.
So there's not many questions left. We have only got 3 more. Let's work it out. I don't think Jake can be toppled now.
No.
But we'll see. We'll get second, third.
30 questions ago. Oh.
So which brothers were inducted into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 38?
Careful.
No, I pressed the wrong one.
It was the Steinermath.
I thought it was the Dudleys for some reason. I put the Steiners and then thought it was the Dudleys. I thought the Steiners were like 2 years ago.
He's more Teddy Bear.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Scott's in. You all right, Scott?
How are we doing, Scott? So what movie parody was done by Drew and the Brawling Brutes going into WrestleMania 39? So what movie was they parodying?
Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Sure. He's doing that as well. I thought it was just the Brawling Brutes.
Nope, Drew's in there. He can't keep a straight face. Because it was the 40-year-old virgin chest waxing scene.
It was very funny as well.
It was absolutely hilarious.
To be fair, I thought all of them were pretty brilliant. I thought every single one of them was cracking.
Yeah. That year, I think, was better than, I think, 21 in terms of parodies.
Was that our Mania?
Yeah.
Andy's like, what do you mean our Mania? I've had so many. Of course, you've had Philly.
Question. So this is last year's WrestleMania. Which match at WrestleMania had the highest rating?
It's got to be Sami Zayn Gunther.
Yeah, that actually got a 5-star match, which I was completely shocked at. But let's see the podium.
I hope Jess and Kevin have beat me. I really do.
So it does only give bronze, silver, and gold, but I will bring up the full list in a second.
I wonder who it could be.
The title from Mark has been lost. So runners up, Andy in 4th, Aaron in 5th. Free's saying if I'd only watched any of the Manias before 21.
What? Oh, man.
First half, he was guessing everything.
Wait, any WrestleMania before 21? So you haven't watched 13 or 17?
Oh, dude.
Or 18? Wow.
How about we correct the ones you got wrong? How about we don't? We'll be here all night.
Congrats to Jake there, by the way.
Yeah. Congratulations, dude. Absolutely, you did. It was a bit of a squash match for parts of it. Let's have a look. So even on the, because I've only got the free version, it is only showing me the top 3's percentage of correct answers. But Jake, 76% of answers you got correct.
That's nuts. That's absolutely
crazy.
Great
knowledge.
You like Wikipedia, the guy, and you just like a chip in your head. How the hell? Anyway.
Freeze was 54%. Mark was 54% as well.
Look at Mark. It was a fluke. The problem with being a fluke, Mark, is it has to happen only the once. But anyway.
But yeah, that was great fun. I ain't doing a quiz that long again because that was hard work. But I will probably have another one for a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, probably not this weekend because obviously it's WrestleMania. That's why we're doing it tonight. But I might do another one in a couple of weeks when we're doing our WrestleMania replay hangout, whatever you want to call it. Bring on SmackDown. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be heading off to bed shortly because I'm at work all day tomorrow. I can take the banner off now. There we go. But yeah, it's been absolutely great fun. Andy, what have you got planned for WrestleMania weekend?
So I have a full day, hopefully planned, afternoon, evening in front of the TV because the Newcastle match is on at 5:30, and then it'll be NXT after that. Why are you putting your thumb down? You're going to win Newcastle. Be a gracious winner and just take your title.
The title that means something.
Can someone tell me who's Jessica Illingworth? Like, I haven't heard that surname for a long time. Like, who is
Jessica
that?
Illingworth. Wow, I think you've
downgraded.
Had a sudden divorce, haven't you?
That was quick. I think they're expensive.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Newcastle game, and they're gonna watch NXT, and then I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna watch the start of WrestleMania, and then try and get up early in the morning to watch it with fresh eyes, or if I just try and roll back the years and get through it all.
Nice. What about yourself, Sam? What are you going to be doing
tomorrow?
WrestleMania, full WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. I think I want to finish Bloodsport, but I think I'm too tired. So I might just do that in the morning. Then I want to watch the kickoff show, SmackDown. Hang on, let me look at my list. I've got a list, yo. I want to watch tomorrow the Evolve FSW show. That'll be awesome because the GCW one was amazing. But yeah, then wait for NXT, and I might join Scott on his stream tomorrow, or maybe not. Maybe I'll no disrespect to Scott, but maybe I'll just go to bed early. I don't know. Get up nice and early, go to the gym, and then I'm going to sit down and watch Mania properly.
Nice. For myself, I'll be sat right here with you guys, watching it, covering it, chatting about it as always. So come and join me. I'll be going live about 10 minutes before each start of WrestleMania, just to have a little bit of a chat and quick predictions per night. But let me just bring up the link, because if you want to join in the predictions itself, there is a link in the chat. Follow that and you will be able to put your predictions in. I will be going through it on the night of WrestleMania, night 1, then night 2, and just to see how people are doing and what we think percentage-wise is going to be the overall winner for each match. Where can we find you when you're not here, Andy?
Probably in bed. As you're not invited, I will say you can find me over on Wrestling Royalty. Friday nights, you can find myself and Sam, sometimes Dan, sometimes Dom, sometimes Ant. On the Friday night feature, where we talk about the biggest story that's going on in wrestling, most of the time it's WWE. You can join us out on Friday evenings. Outside of that, if you want to know a little bit more about me and my fitness journey, you can go follow me on Rollercoaster Running. And then you can also find us over, and Sam can pick up the reins on this one afterwards. But go check out WrestleSphere as well, where we get a lot of interviews with TNA, WWE, even British independent stuff's on there as well. Make sure you go check out all that good stuff, and Sam can give you a little bit more detail on what's on there at the moment.
Yeah, yep. We're about to not going to overdrive with WrestleSphere, but we are about to ramp up the output and you know have maybe a few more TNA interviews if we can, a few more things, a bit more focus on the British indie scene as well, and we've been talking to AEW this week as well actually, and there's a couple of things I need to speak to WWE about as well. But yeah, like Andy said, we've got interviews from all the big boys on there. We get so many from TNA, which is lovely. Helps keep the lights on. Have a little look at ScreenSphere as well, because again, we've got more stuff coming up on ScreenSphere too. You know, stick on here. But yeah, really, ScreenSphere, movies, gaming, TV, loads of good stuff. But yeah, lots of big plans for Screen and WrestleSphere. And check out Dom's the original Sphere, SoundSphere as well, which is just I don't care what anyone says, it's the best music website on the internet. So there you go. And Jake, I can tell you, mate, it won't be me. Not tonight. I need to go to bed. I'm dying. The whole reason this dog is sat on my knee right now is he's like, why are we not in bed, Dad? What is happening? Why are you here? And why are we not in bed? And why is it just you? Where's my mum? That's what's going on here, isn't it, Finn? That's what's really going on.
I mean, I was just about to say, look, I thought you were sort of doing that as if to say something's happening. I was like, I'm going to wait just in case. But yeah, tomorrow WrestleMania, I think, is starting at midnight UK time. So in just over 24 hours, I will be back on here covering everything that's happening Mania related. So come back tomorrow, come and have a chat, come and have a bit of fun. We will have a great night. I hope we all get a good night's sleep, ready for all the festivities tomorrow. So we shall see you tomorrow, guys. Have fun.
God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allen, and you're listening to Gimme a Whole Yeah podcast.